Hi there, my name is Phixfox and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. This is the FHeroes edition, and today we're going to be going through a playthrough of Great War. Great War being the extra large 6-player map, one of the classics of Heroes of Might and Magic 2. And a little bit of a departure from something that we've done up to this point, in that we are going to be allied with 2 other computer players against 3 other computer players. But on an extra large map, that could potentially mean that our allies are going to get into our way and they are going to take our resources from us. They're going to flag our mines. And because of the changes with FHeroes2, we are not going to be able to reclaim those mines for ourselves. There could be a little bit of extra challenge with that. But first, I also want to mention that I am happy to be streaming here on Fridays now. I've been streaming on Wednesdays. We took a break last week as my schedule has changed, and I'm going to be streaming on Fridays moving forward as often as possible. A few other interesting notifications and things to figure out here. We've got something first off that I want to share with you from Vammy. Vammy did the playthrough of Dungeon Below from the Phixfox Shoutcasts series, and they did an excellent job. They also provided us a little bit of help from one of the previous playthroughs that we did, and that would have been from the Dominion playthrough. If you recall, in part 2, which we uploaded to YouTube, there was an instance where the red hero Anduran and the orange hero Crag and us were the 3 strongest heroes, and we were all just waiting for the other person to attack someone so that the third person could come in and then just obliterate everybody. Unfortunately, red and orange did not do that. We had to defeat everybody ourselves. But Vammy did a great job in setting up in the battle simulator what that match would have looked like. And so before we get started, I do want to share that with everybody now. Derek saying they need to make that a configuration option. I could understand that, definitely. Derek, how are you doing? Very nice to have you here. So here is Anduran versus the Crag hack in the previous Dominion playthrough, if, and I mean if, it had actually happened. So let's take it from here. As you can see, when there is 92 Titans, when there is 31 Bone Dragons, 106 of the Cyclopes, you have quite a bit of a fight here. Now, it is going to be Anduran as the blue hero on the left-hand side and Crag Hack as the wizard hero on the right-hand side. In these levels of troops, this is quite a terrible fight, and I do believe that Anduran actually has the far superior stats. I do believe that Crag Hack on the right had somewhere between 11 attack and 10 defense, whereas Anduran was in the 20 plus range for attack, and I believe in the 15 to 17 range on the defense. And so even though I think that the 90 plus Titans are a critically awesome powerhouse of a force, Anduran does have the superior stats, although it looks like with the Bone Dragons already going down and with the 106 Cyclopes remaining, this is already not looking too good. As much as I love wolves, they're just kind of getting in the way right now. So long as those Cyclopes are not able to get unblinded, we're going to have some major problems. And while they are unblinded now, the blind has effectively lost their turn at this time. It looks like Crag Hack is going to ultimately overwhelm Anduran. Vammy did a good job in trying to only use spells that they personally saw the AI use when we played them. And now at this point, it's just playing catch and shoot. So long as you can defend your Titans and so long as they get good luck and good morale, I don't think that you're going to have any problems there. So it looks like it was going to be ultimately a little bit of an overwhelming force there. It was going to be our man, Crag Hack, taking that fight with the 100 essentially Titans in that fight. So if that fight had happened, clearly Crag Hack I think would have won there, stats notwithstanding. So pretty interesting thing there that we had to focus on. And then there is one other thing that I want to share with everybody, just kind of as we're getting started and as things are filtering through. So thank you, Vammy, for that. The other thing I want to share is that I'm still working on the video that's going to be the guide for each of the factions in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. And here is the sneak peek opening that I've created for that video. This is the first time it's going to be made public to anybody. Here it is for you. Let me know what you think. After this, of course, the actual information will be going on for the rest of the video. But for now, here's the intro that I've created. And as you can tell, I like to do little finger puppets kind of a deal. Those are all the freeze frames that you can get off the spreader's resource. And then I just animated themselves. I animated those myself. So just fun little things. Yeah, I wish the Cyclops could also shoot through the walls like that, E-Parade. I definitely agree. That would be awesome. So with that being said, folks, that's all of the kind of starting up things I have. And at this point, it's time for us to dive right into our playthrough today. And that is going to be the extra large map, Great War. So with that being said, if there's any problems with the sound or anything like that, please let me know. Great War is a 6-player map, extra large. This is going to be denoted as a normal difficulty map. And this is going to be more or less don't lose your final hero type of scenario. But we are allied, going to be with 2 other players. Whether we are going to be on the good side or the evil side, time will tell. The map description reads as such: the lands were at peace for a long time, but now, once again, good and evil vie for supremacy. We have the choice between being the blue wizards, green sorceresses, red knights, yellow barbarians, orange warlocks, or the purple necromancers. Let me put this on impossible difficulty before I forget anything else. Let's go on to our dice roll to decide what we're going to choose. That is, of course, going to be something along the lines of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, I didn't actually move this on to the next one, did I? Share screen. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's going to be our choices here. We're going to roll a 1, and that means that we are going to be the blue wizards. So, with that being said, blue wizards, impossible difficulty, Great War, folks. And if there's any other problems, let me know. Otherwise, let's get started. This indicates that there is a bonus for the poor computer players, which is 10 of each of the resources and 5,000 gold. And then because we are not a computer player, we do not get this bonus and it is immediately subtracted from us. E-Parade says it would be an interesting video, just having you narrate the whole game while we watch and you talk. I did do that in the second playthrough of the Surf and Turf campaign. I forgot to turn my sound on, and so I ultimately ended up doing something of a VOD review for myself. And it did turn out very, very well, E-Parade. It gave me the time not to focus on the technical aspects of setting up a stream. It didn't get me distracted by trying to play and talk at the same time. And I did think that my analysis was a little bit better in that instance. And so I do agree with you very, very much. It is pretty interesting when you get the opportunity to watch your own playthrough and then talk about what was on your mind at the time. You do lose some things, but you also get a whole ton of other bonuses. Folks, as you can see, we have our red knight in the bottom left corner. They are not us. We do have our green sorceress in the middle of the map here on the bottom. They are not us as well, but they are allied with us, and we are the wizards here in the bottom right. Starting off with Halon the Wizard, level 1. Not much in our castle. I think that I see an observation tower. I see some extra resources here. Unfortunately, no gems. Because we are going to be as the wonderful wizards, as long as we can get gems, we're going to be doing A-OK. I do think that as much as it'd be nice to pick up these resources, I think I will go to this observation tower first thing. And I am going to leave all these troops here, minus these boars. I think that I want Halon to be as fast as possible. Something tells me that that's going to go a long way for me. And with this observation tower, we're going to get a lot of information about where we should go and what we should do right now. Oh my goodness. We are in the very middle of a wasteland here, which I don't know why, but it feels like the wizards always start off in the wasteland. Can't tell you why. Maybe that's just my biased opinion, but that's kind of the way it feels for me. A couple of interesting things. Number one, we do have this Freeman's Foundry right near our home. That'll be good for us to upgrade our golems into steel golems without actually having to spend the 5 mercury to get the upgraded dwelling. Our ore and our wood are not too far away from us. Very nice to have a little halfling hole not too far away. That's okay. I do see obelisks, and so there will be an ultimate artifact on the map. The golden bow, guarded only by lots of peasants. If we want to fight some enemies by getting the golden bow, we're going to be feeling A-OK. That's going to be wonderful for the Titans, for the Magi and Archmagi, and for the halflings. So I am thrilled for that. There is this blue barrier that's potentially stopping us from going into this green lush area over here to the west. Another ore mine, interesting sulfur. It looks like all the precious resources are more or less accounted for. Yes, we're just looking for mercury. And what is this? The artesian spring will double your spell points. If we can get to that, that'll be very, very nice for us. And then Blackwind. So we have the opportunity for growth. There is a A lot of good things going on in this map, and I am all for it. Winnie Maru, funny that the malice at the beginning of the game turns the map into an impossible difficulty, no matter what difficulty you choose at the start. Hello, chat. Hello, Sir Phixfox. Winnie Maru, very nice to see you there, and I'm very excited to actually have Winnie Maru be another one of the Phixfox Shoutcasts participants, an excellent streamer from France, grateful for all the work he does, and an excellent friend of the channel. So I'm looking forward to that video very, very soon. Winnie Maru, thank you for being here. We do have a couple of opportunities here. If I'm looking at this castle, the pen is not going to take a lot of resources. The habitat, that'll be something for us. We're going to have the choice between Flint the Wizard or Astra the Sorceress as our second hero. I think it doesn't really matter to me which one I pick. I'm probably going to take Flint just because he will have the troops that are like us. But if I can get the pen and then the cliff nest, I think that that'll be the best thing for us. Let's try to get gold and let's try and get wood. And more than the ore, let's try and get wood and let's try and get gold. Zombies, sprites, I think I'd rather fight zombies anyway. So let's start going in that direction. There's a little bit of wood here. And then there's treasure. Treasure will help us get our other hero next. So let's do this now. And then go on to day 2 because we are out of resources, and let's just watch our friends go. It looks like the sorceresses and the knights have not done much to purchase a second hero. They did start off with some additional resources, more so than we did, and yet they didn't do much with us. With that, we're going to have 500 experience or 1,000 gold. We're definitely going to take the gold because on impossible difficulty, we're up to 2,000 gold. That's going to help us go a long, long way. And I will pick up this halfling hole now. I might as well. 31 halflings is a very nice pickup. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready for another hero to resupply Halon. And it can be either Halon or the upcoming hero. It doesn't really matter. But one of them is going to make sure that we get onto these zombies tomorrow. I will have enough gold that I can purchase the well for 500 gold. And then tomorrow I will have 2,500 gold for one additional hero. That seems pretty good to me. The sorceresses have picked up a second hero, as have the knights. And so they are doing a good job in clearing their area out very quickly. And more so than getting another dwelling, I do think that this is the right choice on day 3 to pick up a hero instead of picking up one of those dwellings. So I might as well have, it doesn't really matter to me who is going to go fight these zombies. I think it's going to be Halon. I'm going to have him be my primary hero. Flint will stick with just the one boar. And I'm hoping that this halfling hole is going to help me take this fight of zombies very, very easily. Sprites, much less so. Halflings, more so. And there's halflings here, but there's halflings guarding there. We'll defeat them after we get some rocks. Let's defeat some zombies now, and hopefully we get a nice spell and the plus on the morale. Do I need to split up these forces in any way? I think I'm going to split one single stack of boars. I think I'm actually going to split 2 stacks of halflings. It would feel really bad if I had 4 zombies in a stack and I wasted a whole stack of halflings on them. And because the zombies are going to be 2-speed anyway, I think splitting up my forces is going to be the best thing for me. Looks like it's going to be no mutant zombies, and so it's going to be at least 4 or 5 turns before these zombies get down the battlefield on top of us. It seems a little silly to me that I need to fight this fight for the one boar, but these boars are pretty much all I got. So we're going to keep every single boar we can. We're just going to skip and let the halflings attack these slow-moving creatures from afar. By the way, Phixfox does have a tickle in the back of his throat. I had to take work off yesterday simply because I was not feeling very well under the weather. And so not if, but when I cough, I'm going to try and hit the button that mutes me very, very quickly. If I'm unable to do so, please understand that I'm doing my best. These things do happen. But rather than wait another week to stream, I definitely wanted to get a stream in this week. It's something that I've missed a lot. When you're working hard and you're taking care of business, it's very, very nice to have some time to relax and play a couple of games with some very high quality people. And that's what my plan is today. Hello, Homer. Homer is here. Hello, Homer. Very nice to have you, sir. Welcome, welcome all the way from the Philippines to America. Picking up our sawmill here for 2 wood today, and I definitely want this Shrine of the First Circle. We're hoping for something wonderful. Bless is actually a great spell. Bless is a really, really good spell, and why is that? One of the best candidates in the game for the Bless spell is going to be these halflings. They have the damage between 1 to 3 damage each, and that absolutely means that they can do some really nice things if they're going to do full damage. The difference between 100 or 300 damage is kind of a big deal. And so we're going to take that, and we're going to be very thrilled for that Bless spell. It's not going to be enough that makes me want to bring Flint back here. And I am trying to make sure that I'm keeping track of my objectives here. I do want to get this cliff nest. We need the pen anyway. We've got plenty of wood. We do need the ore. And so I do think I need to go through these sprites very, very quickly. But Flint, there's a second hero I have, sure, and I think that that's a good choice. But there's not a lot of free resources. I can't travel along the road. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to go through this treasure chest. I don't know if I'd prefer the gold or the experience, and I hate it when I pigeonhole myself and I say, well, Flint is absolutely going to take the gold. Sometimes you'd rather have the flexibility in taking the experience, but that seems to be his only way out so that he can continue to explore unhindered. After saving a young boy from a vicious pack of wolves, you return him to his father's manor. The grateful nobleman awards you with the Medal of Courage. That's going to be +1 to our morale, and that feels A-okay to me. I am going to go pick up this gazebo with our main hero, Halon, and I'm going to consider what we do after that. For now, though, we'll just carry on our way. We are going to take the 1,500 gold. That's actually going to get us pretty close, not all the way there, but pretty close to our rocks. That feels wonderful. And then there's some opportunities here. The trading post, if nothing else, is actually kind of interesting. If I can get all 3 of the rocks, I'll feel much better about fighting those sprites. Homer's saying, yep, drink water, lemon inside of honey with the hot water. That's a good choice. I'm not a big tea drinker, but if I'm sick, then I think that we're all understanding that we got to do what we got to do. No purchases at this time. We don't want to hurt ourselves as far as getting those rocks. If I can get just up to rocks on week 1, I'll feel like it's a pretty okay week. How long have we been doing this session? We just opened the session up, so we're about 17 minutes in, give or take, maybe 15 minutes in. So nice, fresh new start. And this map is going to be probably going to take quite some time. It looks like it's a very beautiful, very diverse map where we get to be allied with green and red. And so it's a beautiful map. And I'm wondering that even if it's XL, if it's not going to take that long, simply because there's so much here in front of us. We're going to pick up 1,000 experience here for Halon. An old knight appears on the steps of the gazebo. My liege, I will teach you all that I know to aid you in your travels. By the way, I love the addition of the gazebo in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, the Horn of the Abyss edition. It hurts my heart a little bit that it does require resources to get that 1,000 experience. That does hurt my heart, I gotta say. +1 spell power, really good for Halon. I'm just happy for that. I don't know if the mysticism or the scouting will be better. I don't know what to do here. Scouting is never bad, but on my primary hero, maybe not the best thing. And if we have to choose one of these, I think I will take the mysticism. Who knows when a few extra spell points could be very critically important. We did see in Vami's playthrough of Dungeon Below that having the mysticism was the difference between them having spell points towards the end of the fight or not. And so very, very nice pickup for them. And they exemplified how best to use the mysticism. We are going to drop off here real quick. We're going to just sit on this trading post as we pick up this cliff nest. Tomorrow we're going to have an additional 1,000 gold, and so between halflings and rocks, let's see, 400, we're going to want 1,200 gold here, and I think I may want to get the Mage Guild tomorrow as well. I don't know when I'm going to come back with Halon. I think we're going to do a lot of damage very, very quickly, so we're going to have to wait and see what we get. Yep. Only missed 17 minutes. Pax Universalis, hi all. Nice to have you here, sir. Appreciate your time. E-Parade saying that join the Discord. We got the message saying that we're going live. Yep, and so I'm trying to get better at making sure that my messages are good for you, good for me. Whatever notifications. I don't want to be annoying, right? I think that we all understand that hey, if I'm interested, I'll join. But if I'm not interested, I'm not going to join. And that's perfectly fine. It really comes down to making it available, making sure I'm being inclusive without being pushy. Because I worry that I'll be pushy and people will be like, don't want to spend time with this guy. Because I've felt that at times in my life where people have been just a little too pushy with me, and I just don't appreciate that very much. So I'm trying to be very courteous of your time and your energy. I think I stayed on this trading post because I thought about the Mage Guild. I changed my mind because I think I can get all this and come back for the Mage Guild. Hopefully at the beginning of the week. It is day 7, so we are going to have the opportunity for more troops. Therefore, Flint is freed up to go north and do wonderful things. Spell power, and especially estates. Estates is very likely to be offered if you are a knight, very, very less likely on a wizard. And so Flint is now very critically important because he is going to pay for himself, and he's going to pay for so many other opportunities in the future. I am thrilled for Flint. He is now one of my new favorite people. And I appreciate that. You've got the Twitch notification. There's also the ping in the Discord server. Yep, I did ping everybody. Winnie Mario, I did ping everybody in the Discord server. Good choice, bad choice. I hope that was a good choice. And thank you, Homer. I appreciate, I like spending time with all you two, and I do overthink a lot of things. One of your apprentices unexpectedly makes a breakthrough in research and transforms some pebbles into gems. Unfortunately, he did not fully understand the process, and you cannot repeat the experiment. What a beautiful bit of storytelling. I really like that. You could have just said, hey, look, you found 10 gems, and that's good. Like, that's all right. Or you can come up with this nifty little story that makes me very happy to be here. Of course, gems are going to be important for Titans. The worst thing right now is that for all the resources we have around here, we don't have a lot of gold. That might mean that getting the Blackwind sooner rather than later is going to be the very best thing for us. These troops here, we are going to try and put this on group formation, and I always forget where the best place to stick the ranged troops are. I think it's right here. I may be wrong, but I think it's right here. And I think that we know that the sprites are going to be the 4-speed creature. I think if I do this correctly, that we're going to be able to cover up these halflings completely and lose none of them. Let's see if we can do better than the AI has done. Derek says one way you could do it is set up a streamer role in Discord and allow people to assign it themselves. This lets them choose if they want to be notified or not. There's a lot I have to learn about streaming. There's a lot I have to learn about Discord. I should probably talk to Winnie Mario, actually, because Winnie Mario's been doing this for a long, long time. And so he'd be the actual perfect person. In fact, he's offered to help walk me through some of those things. I just haven't taken him up on that offer, and I really should. That is definitely something I plan on doing in the future. So Winnie Mario, if you hear from me soon, just know that that's exactly what we're talking about. It's a little bit late to stone skin these rocks. I didn't think that they would take so much damage, but it is going to be done. We were successful in covering up these halflings. I would rather lose 1 rock than 11 halflings. I really would. Feels kind of bad to say, but it's very true. I think that this 1 boar might as well get off a little bit of damage here. 1 sprite, not too bad. That's going to be 4 hit points worth of damage, 9 hit points left. And it looks like we're going to survive. It's going to be close. It's going to be close, but I think we can do this. Come on, Phixfox, don't fail me now. 5 sprites? I don't think there's any chance that 5 sprites do less damage. No, we're gonna lose a rock. Very sad. Very sad. If we had stone skinned from the beginning, we would have been fine. Unfortunately, I stone skinned 1 round too late, but still, I would rather lose the 1 rock than any amount of the halflings. I just value the halflings so very, very much in the early going game, which is interesting because 8 halflings is essentially the same cost as 1 of the rocks. But the halflings provide that ranged damage. The halflings are the reason why I think that I can actually take this upcoming fight against these steel golems. Once they're blessed, I think I can take this fight. Lots of steel golems is somewhere between 21 to 50. And they're going to be 3-speed instead of 2-speed. Never mind, we're going to stay away from that. We're going to come back later. We'll do that another time. Sprites get some bacon, haha. Oh no, they got the bird. They did get the bird. They definitely did, and I'm very sad for it. But these things do happen. I would hope that none of my troops would just be telling their families, hey, we're going to be home in time for Christmas, because the chances of me losing some troops along the way is actually pretty high. I'm kind of one of those players that my troops, I try to save everybody, but it's just not feasible as often as I would like. We got a lot to do as far as getting up some of those precious resources and gold. I think that now is actually a very important point. We're here on day 2. We could spend our time going in this direction, but I think that this is a little bit of a bait. This is good stuff, but it's not nearly so good as going north along the main road, picking up sulfur, crystal, and gems, not to mention a castle. This looks eye-catching because it's closest, but I think that the best play is to go up the road, maybe pick up halflings and so on. And that is going to be what we do here today. So let's head back into the castle. Foundry is not that critical for me. We do want the Mage Guild, and I am going to want the statue probably next turn. So very expensive, but let's get the Mage Guild now. I would love a haste. A haste would be a great spell for me. Slow is not too bad. I'm okay with the slow. And we're going to pick up 6 of our 10 remaining halflings with 57. Let's head on down and start picking up even more halflings, and then use those to roll through some of these other fights. Grand Elves is not a fight I want to take. Let's see if we can find any amount of gold here so we can pick up 1 or 2 more rocks. Anything along the road? We're just a little bit too far out of the way for this campfire. Oh, but there is another town of Greywind. Very interesting. I think that we're going to head towards this. Whoa, we're going to head towards this campfire and hope for the best. Look at this, folks. I don't know what's guarding this area, but whatever is going to be a massive, massive treasure trove. This is stupendous. That's going to be +8 to our knowledge. And knowledge is sometimes slept on, which is better, spell power or knowledge. And oftentimes people will tell you, well, knowledge is the most important thing, because if you don't have the knowledge to cast a spell, what good is a spell to cast? And I absolutely agree with that to a point. 8 knowledge in the early goings is probably about all that we need. And that would solve all of our problems. At that point, we could focus on trying to get spell power as much as possible. And then from there, our spells are not only going to last a long time, and we're not going to stop the barrage of spells, but we're also going to hit very, very hard. That's my hope anyway. We will see what happens. Glorious victory, no losses. We're going to take that. And so for the experience, that's good. But we also go from 57 halflings up to 90, which is thrilling. We're going to ignore this ore mine. I don't think we're going to need ore nearly that bad. And lots of nomads are going to be a little bit too hot for us to handle. The Grand Elves, I really don't want to fight them. I really don't. We're going to see if that's going to be the best thing for us or not. 5 gems, 500 gold. Whoa, legendary staff, +2 to all of your stats. That's stupendous. I think I'm going to travel up this other road here with Flint. Rather than go in this direction, I'm going to go back this way. There might be something right here that I'm missing out on. When you don't know, you don't know. It's hard to make good decisions when you just don't know what's going on. We are going to need a foundry at some point. Gold is still very, very sparse, but I do want to have, hopefully, our Magi and our Arc Magi, well, at least the Magi, by the end of this week. Let's see. Winimaru, yep, that's a good solution. Otherwise, as a user, you can disable specific channel notifications, but I imagine your solution's more elegant because then everyone can choose for themselves without being notified by default. People like choice, Derek says. Most people turn on or turn off all notifications when they join the server. That makes a lot of sense to me. I don't have a lot of experience with Discord, but giving people the choice, number one, and then knowing that they can turn off the notifications when they just don't want them. Yeah, give people the choice, give people the power to choose. That sounds wonderful to me. I just wish there was a way to leave a tab open in the window so that when it's already live, the sound will come on auto and let you know it started. That could make a lot of sense. That could make a lot of sense. Follow the leader kind of a deal. Sure. I will probably add to my intro. I'll probably add some music. It's probably what I need to do. Right now, it's just the Phixfox going live kind of a soon tab. I think I need to add a little bit of music to that. Little opportunities for improvement. And so then Homer, you can have it tabbed out in the background and you can decide if you want to join or not. I don't have enough troops to deal with these elves. And the slow is good, but it's not going to be enough. These elves are going to tear me to shreds. I cannot in good faith fight this fight. I will lose so many halflings. We're going to come back for the sulfur later. We're going to fight peasants instead. 45 experience, not too bad. We're also going to pick up this artifact, which is the pendant, the Serenity Pendant. The sounds of combat draw you to the scene of a fight between an old barbarian and an 8-headed hydra. Your timely intervention swings the battle in favor of the man, and he rewards you with a pendant he used to calm his mind for battle. So this will make us immune to the Berserk spell. Really a good spell. Really a good artifact to have. Sometimes I don't like certain spells or artifacts like that. I don't truly love the pendants. I don't love the things that'll just prevent me from getting certain things. And sometimes it's because it feels like a little bit of a waste to me. When am I ever going to use the artifact that doubles the effectiveness of my hypnotize spells, for example? How often is that ice cloak really going to do something for me? But the Berserk spell is so good that it seems to me always a good choice. Always a good choice to have that in my back pocket ready to go. Pikemen I will fight. It says I'm going to lose a lot of forces here. I think that, again, with the Bless, playing some defense, we can do A-okay for ourselves. Thanks, brother. I always want to join. Wish you had some attack spell like Lightning Strike. I would love a Lightning Bolt right about now. I would love a Lightning Bolt right now. In this point, as much as I would consider slowing one of these pikemen groups, I think it's better for me just to make sure that my damage is maximized with these halflings. And so for that reason, that's what we're going to do. I may end up slowing this stack of pikemen next turn as I obliterate this closest top stack. Oh yeah, 175 damage for my halflings. That feels pretty good. We're going to do that again and again and again. And then actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these pikemen they're not going to get to me. Just to make sure that there's no problems, I'm actually going to slow this bottom stack and do a lot of skips. Skip, skip, and kill. Wasn't even necessary. The Badge of Courage came in handy. 360 experience, not a problem. One of the big valuable things about having a creature that is ranged or flying. When we did our ranking from tier to tier of all the units in the game, it felt kind of bad in some ways. Here's how I mean. It feels a little bit bad to me that you're going to inherently rank certain troops over others just because they fly or just because they're ranged. But I don't think that you can get around that. The stats from creature to creature on tier to tier are fairly comparable. If you look at standard deviations, they're usually not that far away from each other as far as how valuable they are. They're just as valuable as they are, and you have to deal with that. We're going to pick up the campfire. It will give us gold, and that's going to let us get our Magi today. And then maybe that means we get the orchard tomorrow. But, so the stats are not very, very far out there from playthrough to playthrough. What that really means, though, is that the ability to fly and have that flexibility is going to matter a lot. And the ability to do damage from range is going to matter a lot. And you just can't get around that. It just is what it is. And so, it feels bad. It really feels bad to have to rank people according to those categories, those statistics, but it is what it is. I'm looking at this fight. We're going to lose this one rock here. I think what's going to happen, yeah, we're going to slow their rocks because we can't cover up our halflings. We're going to move our boars up. This terrain just ended up being very, very rough for us. And because their rocks are now so slowed, they're going to go after their 48 halflings. We're going to stick this one rock right here. And that's going to eliminate the damage from those halflings. Next fight, we're going to have the 90 halflings. Next up, it's going to be our 90 halflings demolishing their 48 halflings. It's going to be pretty bad for them. Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. And this rock does go down. There's nothing we can do about that. But that one slow has actually made this fight so good for us. And the losses went from bad to pretty okay. Yeah, one rock feels A-okay. I am all for it. Ooh, interesting choice. And I think that the choice is actually obvious. You'd love wisdom because, of course, wisdom is so good. Logistics now, though, that's always the play. We're up to 0 attack, 1 defense, 4 spell power, 2 knowledge. Thankfully, we're getting more spell power than knowledge on this map. Knowing that we have this in the future, that feels really okay. Pack of unicorns. Unicorns aren't that tough, but they always do enough damage to surprise me because they have a huge range of damage. A curse is so good against the unicorns. So we're going to have to see about that in just a little bit. End of day 6. There's no reason to stay in this little hovel here. We are going to pick up some reinforcements there. And then I'm hoping at home, as we take our now 100 halflings out, I'm hoping that tomorrow we're going to pick up the orchard. That's my hope. Let's see what happens. By the way, we haven't really talked about the sorceresses. The sorceresses have now got 4, maybe 5 heroes, and they're expanding drastically. We are still sticking with 2 heroes at this time. Remember that the sorceresses and the knights started off with additional gold, more so than we did. And so they've just got some more flexibility that we just don't have. And there's a part of me that's sad about that, and there's a part of me that says, hey, it is what it is. And this is definitely one of those times where it is what it is. We're going to have 2 boars, 100 of the halflings. We're going to fight lots of royal mummies. This could be a big mistake. This could be a big mistake. I think we're going to be okay, though. We're going to need to find some gold very quickly because we're going to need another hero to send troops up. We got to get this gold mine. More than getting gems. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Derek says, I don't like tier lists because it varies pretty heavily depending on the scenario. You're so very right. It's so hard to actually nail down the value of something when it's situational. It depends. It really just depends on what you're up against. So I think you're 1000% correct on that. And it's very hard to capture all of the nuance, especially in a strategy game like this where the strategy is so deep and interesting. It's very, very difficult to accurately capture what the true value can be. In any given situation, it just matters. It just matters. Best troop when you're a necromancer is a pile of peasants. Absolutely. That's an example, E-Parade, of one of those situational type of ranking buffs. And I'm 1000% for it. We're going to fight this fight. I don't love this fight because the Royal Mummies could be massive amounts. I'm hoping that since it's week 2, I'm hoping that this is going to be winnable and we're not going to take too many losses. Okay. This is actually way more losses than I want. I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to bless the halflings. They're going to do so much damage and we're going to feel so good. That's my hope. That is my hope. Okay. So let's do that before we do anything else, just so I don't forget. These 100 halflings should kill 1 full stack. Homer is saying, wow, you can do so much better than that. Thank you. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good, Homer. I appreciate that Homer's like, yeah, Phixfox has got this. No worries. No problems. Let me surprise you, and then all of a sudden I misclick and I completely lose my turn. That has happened before. E-Parade says there's that one scenario in the campaigns that was all about killing peasants in order to skeleton roll the map, right? Yeah. Yes. That was... Whoa, thank you for the follow. Who was that? I don't actually have that up. Let me pull that information up real quick. Stream information, no. Twitch stats, Twitch activity feed. Skurwigunge. I'm sorry, I just ruined that. I'm so sorry. Skur, nice to have you here. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for the follow. And that would have been in the Archibald campaign, and I think it was you had Caerlyn that you started off with in 1 Necromancer Castle, and you actually started off with 1 Bone Dragon, funny enough. And it was just a really fun, interesting map where you used your necromancy and you used what you had to your advantage to just roll the map as best as you could. And we ended up, I made a YouTube short out of it. You ended up fighting 1 big stack of peasants. I killed them with tons and tons of liches. And because they're so slow, they walk across the battlefield so slow, you ultimately end up getting 1,300 plus peasants. 1,300 plus skeletons from one of those fights. 3,000 peasants that you kill, and from that I got 1,300 skeletons. At that point I won the game. Easy peasy at that point. Absolutely easy peasy. So, except peasants are always in F tier. Derek, except we've mentioned that peasants for a necromancer are officially A tier. So yeah, ups and downs. Winnie Mara is saying accurate. In fact, on the pyramid map, all factions are D tier except for the barbarians who are A tier. And I completely agree with that. Because you start off in the desert and there's so many important things you have to get on the pyramid map, I think that's very, very accurate, Winnie Mara. Yeah, interesting how that can work. And most people will consider the barbarians to be kind of meh at best. Saying that they're kind of is sometimes a little bit of an understatement to a lot of individuals. So I definitely understand that for sure. Month 1, week 3, day 1. I need to get the statue. I've needed to get the statue for a while. I've wanted to get it. We've just been so pulled in different directions that this feels bad because I really have so many good troops here. 22 halflings, 10 rocks, 6 magi. If I have all these troops in my army, I think I can roll through unicorns and any of these other forces. But until I get gold, we can't do anything. Sorry, that was me pausing the game so that way you didn't have to hear me cough. I think with only 1 rock, I don't think I can in good faith try and fight these greater druids. I'm wondering if I can find like a nomad's tent or a sprite tree. Anything to resupply my troops in the field would be wonderful. I just don't think it's going to happen. And I don't think that fighting lots of unicorns here makes too much sense. We're just so short on gold. As much as I would love to resupply and do something else, I think that we're going to have to do this. We'll come back for peasants and all these other things later. Let's go to the trading post. Let's trade all the wood that we possibly can at the best rate that's possible for gold. We're going to pick up as many troops as we possibly can later. We're going to trade for 2,000 gold. And let's head on back. Should we go through the steel golems? We'll go through the steel golems now. And so somebody else can upgrade iron golems for me later. And then I got to get those troops to the front because I just don't like the losses I'm going to take from those greater druids. It feels bad to use your main hero to also be your logistical warrant officer. But that's kind of the situation that we have on hand. There's so many extra things here. I may have made a mistake, folks. I am reminded of the map, the Southern War, from the Roland campaign. No, it's from the Price of Loyalty campaign, probably scenario 3 or 4, where it's the first one where you have the opportunity to either have Joseph the Wizard or Crazy Uncle Ivan the Barbarian as your leader of your forces, as one of your bonuses. And in that map, there's so many good things that you have no choice. You must use multiple heroes. Phixfox generally runs one hero as my primary hero. Most maps don't require you to run multiple heroes. This map, I feel like I'm required to. I am falling way further behind just my allies. If you look on the adventure map, red, green, they have explored so much and I've explored so little. I think that this is a time where Phixfox has to put his money where his mouth is and he has to prove that he can be flexible. Because if I can't be flexible here, I think that I'm losing out on a major advantage here. So let's do our very, very best to be flexible. Let's try our very, very hardest to be smart with our decision making. And let's do the best we can here. We're going to slow this bottom stack of the Iron Golems. We're going to take minimal losses on our front line here. That's just going to make sure that the Halflings get one more good shot off on these other guys. I don't mind if the rocks take a little bit of damage. 29 hit points left, that's fine. These boars, right now, they're just kind of holding steady. One boar does go down. I don't want this boar up here to take any more damage. This boar can probably help. No, the damage is still going to be pretty massive. I don't love this at all. There's just an awful lot going on here. 30 hit points, 23, let's kill 30 hit points worth of golem there. The boar has 2 hit points left. 10 hit points here, but the retaliation is going to go here instead of on the rock. And let's do the best we can. What do you want to do? Let's kill this iron golem here, that steel golem, because that golem is now stuck where he's at. And then the halflings are going to finish off this one final steel golem for us. So the losses are totally fine. 2 boars in that instance, 840 experience. And we get to go, I believe, what looks to be the faster way. That seems a-okay for me. Winimaru, question. I wonder if in Heroes 2, having twice the same artifact works regarding the double scroll behind the unicorns. That's an excellent question, and I do know the answer to that. So I think that when we're considering Heroes of Might and Magic 3, we know that Heroes of Might and Magic 3 requires any of your heroes to have certain item slots. So you have like a right-handed sword weapon, you have a left-handed shield, you have one slot for your tunic, you have a helmet, you've got shoes, you got rings, you got some miscellaneous slots, things like that. And I'm sure that that's what you're referring to. And in Heroes 2, I know for a fact that these artifacts are not exclusive in that same way. And so I think that that's a good question for a lot of people to have, because if you've played a lot of Heroes 3, that makes sense that, well, can I double up on the stats, or do I have to split these up to get the real use out of them? One hero takes one and one hero takes the other. And no, the artifacts do stack. I could have 10 battle garbs of Anduran and I would get all of the stats with that. And that would be just fine. So there are some options out there to double up on these artifacts. So that was a very good question and a great point of difference. I do love the places where you have differences from Heroes of Might and Magic games. In some instances, it's this way, and in some instances, it's this way. I think that the differences are one of the best things about the games, because when I play Heroes 2 or when I play Heroes 3, it's a different gaming experience. From playthrough to playthrough, from game to game, it feels different every time. And that is actually one of the reasons why the game feels so good to me to play. It really does. We're going to take the one Magi. He's probably going to die very quickly. I don't think I can save him. He might take one full round of combat from these Grand Elves, and we're going to just lose him immediately. I kind of think that that's what's going to happen. We're going to see. Maybe I'm wrong. We're going to leave the one boar. I'd love the 6 speed. The 6 speed's the difference between getting a good spell or not. The 6 speed is actually more important than the 5 speed, especially if we're going to be going up against Grand Elves and then Greater Druids. And I don't think that that one boar is going to take that. I don't think that the boar is going to take any attention in these fights. I think that as much as I'd love the Magi, just because he's going to take some shots for me and then die, I think that we just want the Grand Elves. And I think I want the Boar so that he has the 6 speed to contend with the 6 speed Grand Elves and the 6 speed Greater Druids. This is just a time where I'm looking forward in these fights to seeing what I'm going to be coming up against. So that's my hope. E-Parade, XL maps are tough with fewer heroes. Totally. Yep, talking about how we need multiple heroes. Homer is saying that the reason he doesn't like the Heroes Might in Magic 3 so much is because you only have certain slots for artifacts and you can't double up on artifacts. Trendlow, happy to see you there. You can have dupes, but 2 blind immunity artifacts are redundant, for example. Excellent point. Excellent point. The stats will be duplicative, but the other instances are not. By the way, we did pick up the 2nd level Mage Guild. Cold Ray, good spell. We're happy to have a damaging spell. The Disrupting Ray is good, and the Summoned Boat. I think the Summoned Boat's actually wonderful for us. Look at this. Look, if we can get a Summoned Boat out to this area that our allies have explored for us, we have some treasure maybe in the middle. Maybe it's in our best interests to head in that direction. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Okay, well, we have a whole cadre of barbarians just stacked one on top of another there. Pretty interesting. We're going to deal with them when we get there. We're going to get there when we can. Trendlow also follows up, although I've always wondered what the protection artifacts do if you have multiple Heart of Ice and the Fire Cloaks. Yes, and that actually is something that I intended on looking up at one point. For example, 50% reduction. Is that multiplicative 50% on top of 50%? Does that give you then like 75%? Does that, like, what does it do? Do you only get the 50% once? Do multiple cloaks and protections, does that stack? I think that that's an excellent point, and that's actually something that we can test pretty easily if we want to. We can always go into the battle simulator, and we can have one battle where we fight with 2 heroes, one of which has Cold Ray, one of which has the Cloak of Protection, fight the fight, check the damage, and then make sure that we, on the next fight, have 2 Cloaks of Protection, just to see what happens. That's kind of something I would recommend. If I don't get to it before you do, with my blessing, feel more than free. Because I say I will do these things, and then I feel so bad when I forget, because I do forget at times. I got stuff going on. There's nothing I can do to make this fight go well. I don't have a haste. The slow is going to only stop one of these Grand Elves for a little bit, but they're still going to go before my Halflings. The only thing I can do, folks, is Stone Skin my Halflings and let them just get obliterated. That's all I can do. But if I had the Magi here, the Boar would not be able to at least let me take that Stone Skin. That's going to be some additional defense. At least they're going to be doing even damage instead of bonus damage. And let's just get hurt so bad here. Ouch! That's so bad. We had over 100 Halflings and now we're down to 64. That feels so bad, and there's nothing we could have done. Poor guys. Yes, I completely agree. And I knew that. I knew that when I was going into this fight. But I did it anyway. And the reality is that these rocks, I purchased rocks more than anybody because we're going to deal with the Archmagi, or excuse me, the Druids pretty soon, for the Goldmine. And that's going to be where things go well for us. Until that time, it's gonna be what it is. It'll be what it is. Once we get the gold, we can hopefully get into some nice other opportunities for us. Gold is going to unlock Titans. Titans are going to help us snowball the game, etc., etc., etc. So these losses, I could probably just hit Q to end combat now. In fact, I think I will, because this is pretty much over. It is going to be 58 Halflings. We don't lose another rock on top of that. So 555 experience. One salvo from these elves. Ouch. Just ouch. We're going to take the Mysticism. We're too far away from a 5th level spell to make a lot of sense for me. Just yet, anyway. So we're going to pick up our prize, which hurt. Every single second of that hurt. Yeah, I think the Brooch of Shielding or Armageddon, yeah, that's an excellent point when it comes to whether it's the 50% or not there. Talking about if it's a Ice Cloak, Fire Cloak, Armageddon Brooch, yep, definitely. The 75% or 100%. If it was just 50% and 50%, and then you got the 2 Brooches of Shielding and you can cast Armageddon, the enemy takes damage and you don't, Trendlow, yeah, I would agree with you 1000%. Why not upgrade the castle? It can be, right? This can be upgraded. It's 5,000 gold, 20 wood, 20 ore. So we're still pretty far away from that, Homer. We are still pretty far away from it. But I do like the idea of the teleport. We'll see if we get the 3rd level spell. If we get the teleport, that could be very, very useful, especially with the steel and iron golems. That would be wonderful. Get the other wood. Yeah, there's lots of sawmills. There's lots of things out here. My goal right now is to get this. Greater Druids. I'm hoping that I get a nice spell here. My plan is I've got to get this gold, because until we get another gold mine, we're going to be just hurting so bad for everything. We are going to pick up peasants and then kill the mutant zombies, because that's going to be a +1 for something from the arena. And then we'll go from there. So we got plans. We got plans, we got objectives, we got things to consider. We are hoping for tons and tons of gold so we can get up to the Cloud Castle as soon as possible. My goal is to get the Cloud Castle by the end of next week. That's my goal. So we basically have 7 days to get 125,000 gold. That's the hope anyway. We will see. Oh, Goldfinger, yep, we're getting all that gold. And castle do produce more gold. You're absolutely right. So for the towns, you're getting 250 gold per day versus the 1,000 gold per day that you get from a castle. Is it 250 or is it 500? Somebody else double check that for me. Hello, Vammy. It's one of those things where I know the answer, but when I'm struggling like this, it looks like it's 500 gold per day. In the heat of the moment, you sometimes forget. 249. Good joke. Good joke. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, I hope that people understand that they've had that happen to themselves. They have to slow down and somebody asks them a pretty obvious question and they say, hold on, let me think about that. I'm not incompetent. I'm smart. I know the answer. I'm just panicking right now. I end up doing that a lot when people ask me questions. I'm just like, I know the answer. Just give me a second. I'll let you know what it is. I don't know if the Bless is as good. It's still going to be good. I don't know if it's as good now as it was in previous fights. The terrain is actually kind of nifty here. We'll let the mutant zombies go the long way. We're going to see if we can kill 1 full stack. We basically kill 1 full stack with the halflings. So we're going to do that now. Skur says, stop killing peasants, let them run and enjoy life. You know what? I'm the kind of person, I appreciate that input very, very much, because I'm the kind of person that I feel bad if I'm playing like the evil campaign of any kind of game. And I know that this is just pixels. I know it's just zeros and ones, but I end up personifying the AI. I end up personifying these pixels. And I feel really, really bad when I'm the reason that they went down. So I agree with that, and I appreciate that feedback very much, Skur. In fact, I had a very fun comment from Homer where he pointed out, I made the comment much similar to what I did just now. I made the comment that I often personify the AI as if it's an actual person rather than just a smart computer or whatever. And Homer pointed out, well, it is basically a person. It's the person that was the heart and soul was poured into it by the developers and the people that designed the AI. And so when you personify the AI, you're not personifying it as a cold, unfeeling machine. You're personifying it as the work of the developers who made that AI. And so there's a very good point in these AIs and talking about them as if they're a person, because you get to know their tendencies, you get to know what you can expect out of them. And that is a real thing. You enter the arena and face a pack of vicious lions. You handily defeat them to the wild cheers of the crowd. Impressed by your skill, the aged trainer of the gladiators agrees to train you in the skill of your choice. Folks, I got a feeling, this is just my feeling, with all this knowledge, with the spell power we've been getting, I think the defense is actually going to be better than anything else for us here. I'm hoping that we will slowly but surely get to the point where we can blast enemies from afar and hopefully just hold on. Just hold on to what we have and just hope for the best. That's my hope. Yeah, 2 foremost scrolls. Oh, is it +5 each? I thought it was +4 each. That's +5. Well, there you go. Yeah, and the ultimate scepter for +2, +2, +2, +2. Yeah, these unicorns are absolutely one of our closest choices of things that we need to kill very, very quickly. We're going to kill them as quickly as we can. The problem is that we have to get the gold, so then we can get the troops, so then we can really effectively kill these unicorns. Maybe we could have killed the unicorns with just the 100 halflings, but then for sure we wouldn't have been able to get the gold mine and the sulfur. There's choices and there's consequences. There's lots of choices and lots of consequences here, and I'm here for it. I'm having a great time with this. It's going to be 5 wood, 750 gold. Let's check for the very first time this Thieves Guild. Blue, green, red, we are all allied. The wizards, sorceresses, and knights against the yellow warlocks, orange somebodies, and the purple necromancers. I'm pretty sure that orange is probably the barbarians. They just have a sorcerer's hero as their number 1. Looks like everybody but green and orange has at least 1 town. And then everybody else, there's not a lot of information here, but this is the way it stands. We're on the southern half of the map, and our enemy is somewhere to the snowy north. Where they may be, we will have to wait and find out. E-Parade, talking about the peasants. They don't want to fight us. We're going to let them run, and then I accidentally fight and kill them all. E-Parade knows exactly what Phixfox is prone to doing. I've done that so many times, and I feel so bad about it every single time. You are totally right. Winnie Morrow, here's a question. Who is the composer of the 90s Heroes2 fan site? Which was a very fun point, and the Thunk map. Yeah, very fun. That was one of the Sphinx questions where, how in the world am I going to know who the composer of the 90s Heroes of Might and Magic 2 fan site was? And I think that the answer was Richard Wagner. Wagner is Richard Wagner. So I'm not sure who that was, but they apparently had something to do with it. And I'm very happy for the fact that Vammy, I think, figured out who that was. Vammy, computer guy, a couple other people. So yes, okay, so here's the question. Who's the composer of the 90s Heroes 2 fan site? Sorry to bring back painful moments, but it was truly amazing. Very amazing. The horses are going down. Yeah, the unicorns are going down as soon as I can. Let's see, just Richard. Richard Wagner was the classical composer. Oh, was it? Okay, see, I don't know my classical compositions nearly as well as I should. So I got an awful lot to do with that. Folks, this is bad. Folks, this is bad. This is bad. This is so bad. I was not expecting this many greater druids. This is bad. This is so bad. Wow. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. We cannot, okay, we're gonna have to end up running from this fight. Yeah, we don't have 10 attack, 10 defense. We are currently Caerlyn the Wizard with 0 attack, 2 defense, 4 spell power, 4 knowledge, with 24 spell points against 8, 16, 24, 32, call it 37 of the greater druids. 37. This fight only might go 1 round. This fight might only go 1 round. We're gonna see what the losses are, but they're gonna kill, I think that 16 greater druids, I think that can kill at least 3 to 4 rocks. This is bad. If I slow the greater druids, then a group of rocks is going to get to go. That's going to effectively half the damage from one of these stacks of greater druids, or I could do 80 points of damage and that'll kill 2 greater druids. I think that you have to do the slow. I think you must do the slow more than the stone skin. More than the stone skin. The goal was to get the rocks down the battlefield and hope for the best. I think you gotta slow just so you give yourself a chance. And I actually hope that this one boar survives, because if the boar goes down, then I'm not going to get a chance to run. This is gonna hurt. Ouch. That hurts. We're gonna have this top stack of 4 slot into right here. We're gonna attack here. And we're gonna attack here. Folks, the rocks are doing nothing. 2 stacks of rocks just killed 1 greater druid, and that's it. Oh my goodness. That's so bad. And then we have no artillery support from the halflings. We've got 3 cold rays. That's not going to be enough. That's going to be 240 points of damage, so we have to attack. We have to do damage, but but one stack of rocks is not killing one Greater Druid at a time. I do want to keep the boars back. I really do. Halflings have to kill somebody. They can do 5 hit points worth of damage. Let's try and kill one full stack here. Oh boy. Good evening to you, Crazy FX. Crazy FX, nice to see you. The rocks are doing the best. The rocks are doing their very best. I feel bad. I shouldn't disparage them for doing the best that they can. But yeah. Okay. More than the stone skin, I do think that we just have to get damaged off. And I'm actually going to try and kill this stack of 7 here, because this stack of rocks has been taking a ton of damage. This boar can maybe go down and do something soon. We're going to take the retaliation here. I hope we don't lose one rock, 1 hit point left. That was way closer than it should have been. And then let's kill where we can. At this point, I have resigned myself to the fact that this is a loss. We're just trying to get these numbers of Greater Druids down to a reasonable amount now. Oh, we should have fought this fight before we fought the Elves. We made a critical error. We should have fought this fight before we fought the Elves. I'm gonna kill 3 more Greater Druids. We're gonna sit right here. Staying alive. Staying alive. Basically, we got 1 more turn of staying alive before things get really bad. And then, with 22 hit points left, we skip here. We're going to do anywhere between 9 to 27 damage. I think that means that we just try and kill this one here and try and save the boar from any additional conflict. This is our last Cold Ray. 22, 25, 13, 18. Let's try and kill parts of these 6 here. And 13. I think we're just going to stick the 1 boar here, so that way we're just not going to get surprised. The boar does go down. 2 rocks left, 13 hit points, and either stack. Let's kill this bottom one. We do kill 1 more druid there. And then, folks, I actually think that we're going to skip, take our damage. The halflings are going to go, and then we're going to run as soon as we can. And then just rehire. Just going to have to rehire our hero and just hope for the best. Okay, there it is. 2 rocks left. We don't have any other firepower. And so we say, sayonara. We do lose. 64 halflings, 4, 2, 1, and 3. But we did kill 12, 19, 20 plus of the Greater Druids. And that does matter because the next fight, that means that there's going to be a pack of Greater Druids. So, critical error. But we do have the gold now. We can actually resupply. We can do this. That was bad. I've been through worse. If you've been with me, you know that we've been through worse. So, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. What that does mean, though, is that we are very unlikely to get the Giants by the end of this week, unless we just go somewhere else. Maybe we actually take this as an opportunity to deal with some of these other freebies. I think Halon needs to get more spell points, so we're going to stay here overnight. We're going to wait to resupply in the morrow. And because we can get the Cloud Castle by the end of this week, we are going to let our gold accrue slowly and try and pick up, let's see, treasure chest here. There's a little bit of gold in here, but bigger forces to contend with. I think we're probably going to head up north through lots of nomads, through dwarves. It's possible. With the steel golems from the Freeman's Foundry, I think we can take nomads. And then we can roll into dwarves. And then hopefully whatever gold we spend on troops here is going to hopefully stick with us long enough to get maybe hopefully 15, 2,000 gold. It's a long shot, but we'll see. And then Flint can even come back and help us try and pick up some of those freebies. That's what we're going to do, but we do need to get all of our spell points for tomorrow to make these fights even possible. So, it's a happy accident. It's a happy accident. These things do happen. One of my favorite stories, I heard this a while ago. And it's a story of a young person, and this young person finds this magnificent stallion, and it's a beautiful horse, it's wonderful, and everybody loves it so very, very much. And the people in his village say, wow, that's very fortunate. And then the young man's father says, we'll see. And then this magnificent horse bucks this young man off of the horse and then says, he gets injured and he's massively crippled, probably for the rest of his life. This young man is really, really hurt. And all of the townspeople say, oh, how very unfortunate. And then the boy's father says, we'll see. And then the emperor's troops, they come into his village and they're looking for conscripted soldiers, and they say, we need every able-bodied man to come with us. And because this young man was bucked off the horse and injured, he's not going to be conscripted into the army and probably go off to his death. And so he's left behind. And then all the villagers say, how very fortunate. And then the father says, we'll see. And the point is that you never know. You never know exactly how fortunate or unfortunate something is until later. Maybe this was actually fortunate and we don't know. That might be a little bit of a stretch here, but it's possible. And the point is we don't know, and we're not going to know until later. Homer knows the ending of that story. It's a great one. It's an old Chinese story. I like that. Phixfox, 2 castles, towns, AI allies, 4 castles, towns each, AI carrying the game. Yeah, maybe Phixfox just needs to get out of the way and let his 2 allies really roll this game for him. Sometimes you're the guy that wins the fight, and maybe sometimes you're the guy that just does the best he can with what he has. That might be what we're up against now. I'm going to split the steel golems. I don't know, folks. If I lose this fight, we're really in trouble. We do have the 40 spell points. That's going to be so many of the cold rays. That's only going to be 80 points of damage apiece. That's going to be 4 nomads at a time. Lots of nomads. If it's 25 to 30 nomads, I think we win. But then we have to defeat dwarves after that. I don't know. This seems like a mistake. Phixfox, what are you doing? Phixfox, what are you doing? I'm trying to get enough gold so I can get up to my giants. Is there a better opportunity? Don't tilt. That's one of the important things we can do right now, is just don't tilt out. Do we have enough forces now that we can defeat the pack of greater druids? Not with no ranged creatures. Maybe. 18 more halflings, tons of spells. Tons of spells. We're going to actually go back to these greater druids. I like a pack of greater druids with this force more than I like lots of nomads. And there's a lot of reasons why this fight looks worse than this one, but I think that the numbers just make more sense. You got some pretty good cold rays. I do. Vammy, I totally do. And I think that the cold rays are actually going to be more effective against the druids than they will be against anybody else. I really do. We're going to lose 1,500 gold worth of Arc Magi, I'm sure. We're going to lose those halflings, but it's going to be the slow, lumbering iron golems, steel golems, mind you, actually, that are going to ultimately be unstoppable. Their high defense is going to carry the day, and they're going to give me plenty of time with their plenty of hit points in order to cold ray down those enemies. One quick thing we need to check on there. We just saw green. They picked up a prison, and I was very interested who would be in that prison. We're going to find out pretty quickly. I wish I could get more detailed stats on this, but I think it was this individual. Wow, look at this. They found a level 22 hero. Do we have a level 22 hero in a prison somewhere? In a jail? It looks like these guys do. Do I? I must have a level 22 hero somewhere. And if all I got to do is defeat a 5th level creature? Folks, I don't think I need to really invest in Halon that much. I might need to just go and find wherever that jail is and go from there. And for that reason, Flint is going to go back and explore. He's been very inefficient. We've been back and forth and back and forth. We're really going to try and make sure that we explore in the best possible way. But I think that that's going to be the very best thing for us. It says we're going to lose again. I disagree. Wow, this is still a lot, but we're still going to win. I don't care. We're going to win. We're going to win. I don't have time to lose. Gonna kill 3 there. 25. Yeah, that's fine. Taking tons of damage here. Ouch. 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 We're gonna kill bottom stacks. Bottom stacks. And I wish I'd positioned the steel golems just a little bit better. That morale is actually massive. That morale is actually really stupendous. Cold Ray, we're gonna Cold Ray this third stack here, kill 3 there. We're gonna sit right here. Yeah, but this time we're gonna win. Homer, you're totally right. This time we're gonna win. It's fine. It's fine. Folks, recently we did the Slugfest playthrough, and I'd mentioned in that playthrough that we were going for nice, calm, chill vibes. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to the nice, chill vibes. That's what we're really here for, right? Anybody can play Heroes of Might and Magic in the most sweaty way possible. We're here to have a nice time. And so far, that's what we're doing. And I think it's going to get even better the longer we go. As I mentioned, these steel golems are now upon these greater druids, and here we are, having a wonderful time. Just piece by piece, picking them apart. That'll teach you to kill my hero once. Oh, what an interesting thing. One thing that the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold would have never done would have been what you just saw there. 3 speed, 6 speed. The greater druids are using their superior speed to stay away from these slow-moving steel golems. Very nice use from the AI of the speed. It's always nice to see the AI play very, very well. We're going to pick up 400 experience points there. We're going to take the basic estates. We're going to take the basic estates more than anything. Get the gold and go from there. I'll never forget that one, the Cyclops. Yeah. And then the enemy gets good morale 3 times in a row like that YouTube short. Yep. That was the absolute craziest. I did not see that coming. And then it happened, and then I felt silly. We just need gold. Is there any chance that we're going to pick up, or let's see, 4,000 gold worth of resources? Month 1, week 4, day 7. We did not pick up the Goldmine. We're up to 8,200. It is going to be the latest Cloud Castle you ever did see, but we are eventually going to get the Cloud Castle. I think at this point, Halon is going to go back. He's going to do his resupply. We're going to pick up this Pearl. We're going to pick up some of these extras. Am I doing this the most appropriately? That looks like the page that gives you additional fire spell damage, so I'm not going to go there. Maybe I just need to explore. Maybe I just need more information. Maybe I'm making bad decisions because I don't have enough information. That does sometimes happen. I am going to go back with Halon, though. I'm going to do a resupply, and I might as well clear out everything over here. Blue Barrier, by the way, we did find that tent. It's up here. It's only guarded by lots of dwarves. That's more than we want to deal with here, though, so we shall not. I do think, though, since we're so far away from our Cloud Castle, it is time to turn this town into a castle. That's going to be additional gold every day, and that is going to give us some additional troops. We're going to start working on getting halflings and boars. We're probably going to get up to at least the rocks. Probably at least the rocks, because rocks are just such a great unit. And if we can get multiple castles with rocks and then 1 castle with titans, I'll be feeling okay. This is a new month. Astrologers proclaim it to be the month of the dragonfly. All dwellings increase in population, and a bonus for the computer players and a negative for us. Sorry, computer players only. We are not a computer player. How did the AI know? That's my question. How did you know? Darn. There's this magic well here. I do think that we just want to head all the way back. We'll stop in just in case. This will save us some movement points at the end of the day. And then we do need to start purchasing the pen and things of that nature. We're to the point where we can actually pick up another level of Mage Guild in just a second. We do need to pick up this Mercury for long-term advantages. And the AI is just showing me how it's done. The AI is I would feel less bad about how poorly I'm doing if I couldn't see my AI allies doing so much better than me. But they're doing so much better than me. Look at this. Look at this. Look how good they're doing. They're clearing out every little artifact opportunity. They're exploring the map effectively. They're doing so very well. And me, I got 2 heroes, one of which I've lost once already. Not ideal. Never mind the tons of resources they're receiving. Thank you, actually, Vammy. I do appreciate that. Because they do have that bonus there. So we can't forget that, but still. makes your heart hurt just a little bit. I take pride in trying to do the best I can, and I'd like to think that, look, I'm probably not the best Heroes of Might and Magic player in the world. In fact, I can guarantee you that I'm not. But I'd like to think I'm definitely better than the AI. Come on, come on. But as I've mentioned many a time, it is not a bad thing for me to recognize that the FHeroes2 AI is really pretty darn good. And one of the best selling points, if you usually play Heroes of Might and Magic 2, as we pick up the cure, if you usually play Heroes of Might and Magic 2 with the original AI, there's nothing wrong with the original AI. It's definitely fine. It's serviceable at least. I don't hate it. It's a good AI. But I do think that the FHeroes2 AI is a real selling point of the game, and I think it's one of the reasons why you should play the FHeroes2 version over anything else. That's just my personal opinion. So if you're wondering, that's just my little thought on that. Let's see, but the AI would not even be playing if it wasn't for you. That's true. Chris, how are you doing? Long time no see. How have you been? Chris, I've been doing very, very well. I hope that you're doing very, very well. I hope that things have calmed down. I was actually really kind of concerned because you had mentioned that there was some civil unrest in your area a couple of weeks ago, and then I hadn't heard from you, and I was worried that something had happened. And so happy to see you here. I'm hoping that things are going very, very well for you. This is Ye Wizard Waste. This is a full-on castle, by the way, that I think has Archmagi in it. Titans guarding the stone lifts, pretty interesting. And then this is our main hero, who hopefully we can supply with some troops. We are 500 gold away from getting this cloud castle. We can't spend so much that we're not going to have enough tomorrow. Right now we're picking up 3,700 gold per day. We've got one of each resource minus the mercury. I think that the best thing we can do is trade for 2 mercury. Let's pick up, well, how do we want to do this? I definitely want a 3rd level spell before I go here. Unfortunately, I have to pick up the marketplace, and I just haven't yet. Pretty critical error there. We're going to have the wood and the ore to get the cloud castle in just a moment anyway, before the end of this week at least. And I think, well, can I defeat any of these troops with what I currently have? I can get the golden bow. That'll help me take this castle up here. With the halflings that we can pick up from these holes, we can probably defeat some of these other creatures. But the point is I don't want to spend so much gold that I miss out on better troops. Let's make an investment. Let's invest here and here. And with the backbone of 16 steel golems, I think that we can take a lot of these fights that we otherwise couldn't. So let's do this now. We will again pick up halflings, head out on our way, and we'll start mixing it up just a little bit. That's my plan. Homer says, sometimes I feel like in the story, Toy Story, like if we don't play Heroes of Might and Magic 2, the map doesn't come alive like itself, like the Toys and Toy Story 2 movie, something like that. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, and I do appreciate that very much too. Toy Story, of course, being the Pixar movie, I believe it was released in 1994, the first one. And the idea being that toys are actually alive, they just choose not to move around until no one's looking. So great reference there, I love that. Chris is saying, I'm fine, the civil unrest has calmed down, it's been peaceful ever since, I'm doing good, I have to pop out for a bit, if you're still streaming I'll be back, just saw that you were on, thought I'd pop in and say hello in case I missed you. Very nice to have you here, I appreciate always hearing from you. There's a lot of folks that I always hope are doing good, and so I appreciate very, very much you checking in, and we'll see you when we see you, but glad to hear you're doing very well. Awesome. We are going to go down, pick up some mercury here, grab the lots of veteran pikemen, and do our very, very best to defeat this fight. I think that we win with no major problems. Let's make sure the steel golems are up close to the top so they can defend. This says it's going to be a win. Let's make it an even better one. As few losses as possible is going to be pretty critical. The spell damage is going to be very, very nice. More so than the slow. Maybe? I think so. Let's focus on one stack here. Let's bring the boars. Let's leave the boars here so that way these iron golems can get up without any major problems. I think that this stack of veteran pikemen is going to be the ones that I really need to worry about. I'm going to cold ray this one in just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This stack is going to step up. We're going to cold ray this stack. And then we're going to go from there. Another instance, we're having the 6-speed boars makes this so much nicer because now it's only going to be 5 veteran pikemen that attack. It looks like it's going to be the halflings that they try and kill. The 6 magi are actually going to do pretty good damage. 2 to 3, we do okay. Oh, and then this other group of veteran pikemen did get on top of us, so the steps did not end up perfect. We are going to kill this one veteran pikeman there. 11 and 12, there's a lot of veteran pikemen here. Let's try and create a little bit of a wall here. This iron golem's going to step up. These boars are going to step into this 2 hex here. And maybe we keep very, very few enemies attacking our ranged creatures. Again, we're just trying to use the backbone of these golems to prevent damage wherever we can. That does give the enemies some opportunity to step up. That's a little bit of a problem, but thankfully it'll be the 9 veteran pikemen that go next. I wonder if they're going to attack halflings or archmagi. I don't know. Oh no, and they're just going to focus straight on these halflings. Very sad. But the halflings, I don't feel too bad about attacking here. That's 5 more halflings on the retaliation, down to 4, the veteran pikemen, down to 3, and then the boars are just hanging out at this point. They're pretty much done. So 1 more of the cold ray, down to 7 here. The losses are not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. But we did not lose a magi. That's pretty good. Down to 26 of the halflings, and then from here the battle is won. Like so. Okay, so 28 and 2. Not great, but okay. Not great, but okay. We have not picked up any of these obelisks just yet. I just don't think it's going to be that important for us. I think that I'm better off getting water elementals than anybody else. These resources are good, but not great. And then the obelisk, as we head on in this direction, this is going to give us our very first glimpse at where we might find the ultimate artifact. We are hoping it is in either the wasteland terrain, the grasslands, or the dirt. That's my hope here. You come upon an obelisk made from a type of stone you have never seen before. Staring at it intensely, the smooth surface suddenly changes to an inscription. The inscription is a piece of a lost ancient map. Quickly, you copy down the piece, and the inscription vanishes as abruptly as it appeared. Well, that doesn't tell us much. That doesn't tell us much, but does that tell us anything? Is that snow? Is that grass? The problem with snow and grass is that in this map, it looks pretty similar. I don't think that that is wasteland. That does not look like wasteland at all, but that might be grass, that might be snow. If it's snow, that's not good. If it's grass, that's good. We'll find out. There's still this other obelisk that we still need to go and find. These water elementals, it's lots at this point. I still think that we can do this. It's going to be a little bit tough, but we're going to do this. Let's see. Winnie Morrow says that was a pretty clean fight. I appreciate that, especially coming from you, sir. What, you don't want the ultimate artifact in this map? I do. I really do want the ultimate artifact. We just got to figure this out as quickly as we can. This map looks really cool. This map is beautiful. If you haven't taken a quick gander at this, it's nice that everybody starts in their own little biome. I just wish that my wizards, who are already really slow, weren't slowed down even more because of the 125 penalty. Unlike the knights on dirt or the sorceresses on grass, I guess that the wizards are too strong. They just needed to give us one less opportunity to win. Very, very sad. Lots of water elementals. We do have 26 spell points left. So is that 6, 12, 18, 3, 24. That's 4 bits of damage at 80. Hold on. Are water elementals immune to cold rays? Are water elementals immune to cold rays? They might be. I forget. Can anyone double check that for me? I know that there's certain elementals that take reduced damage from certain things, and something tells me that lots of water elementals are actually going to resist the cold ray either partially or fully, in which case that fight is completely inadvisable. And I think I know just enough and just well enough to leave well enough alone in this case. I'm going to pick up the orchard. We're still going to get the Cloud Castle by day 7. And I do just want to have the orchard in case. Vammy says, interesting how the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 wizards are themed around the very hot wasteland, while the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 wizards are focused around the snow theme. You think they ever send diplomats to each other and get climate shocked? I love that take. That's a beautiful take, Vammy, because, yeah, in Heroes 3, the native terrain plays into Heroes Might and Magic 3 much more than it does in Heroes 2, but native terrain matters an awful lot, and that's, yeah. For some reason, Wasteland tends to be for wizards, and for some reason in Heroes 3, it's generally snow. So very funny how that works. The peasants want to run, we're not going to let them. They're worth 7,500 experience, and every single one of these fights has been tough. There is going to be a Cyclops guarding this artifact. Do we want to fight the Cyclops? Let's hope that he doesn't paralyze everybody and that we win. I do want to save. I don't care about that one boar. I really don't. Never mind. The Golden Bow does eliminate the 50% penalty for my heroes shooting past obstacles like the castle walls. I'm very excited that we have that again for that fight that'll come up later. Lots of Iron Golem, so we should be able to take that fight. Lots of mummies. Actually, we can probably take lots of mummies, can't we? Let's take mummies, and then we'll take the luck, and we'll go from there. Homer knows where the ultimate artifact is, but he's not telling me anything. He's magic, and he does not want to share his knowledge with us. I appreciate that. Okay, I'll figure it out on my own. And then E-Parade, it tells you that you'll need a lot of heroes to get enough obelisks to find it. You're talking about something very, very critical there. We've mentioned that we need multiple heroes, and I said that, and then as of late, I've not actually done anything about it. I mentioned that I probably need multiple heroes, and I'm not branching out. In my mind, I'm saying, look, I only have so much gold. I need to focus on getting my giants, but multiple heroes can get multiple amounts of gold. So Phixfox needs to be more flexible, and for the first time, we see action. Look at this, purple. Halroth has come through the stone list, and he is now into the Knights territory. My word, and that's very scary because the Knights have not picked up their level 27 hero like the Sorceresses have. So the Knights are officially behind. I want the Knights to run, and if the enemy purple hero picks up this guy, whoever's in this jail, we are sunk. We are having a real bad time, and I'm not strong enough to go and help. This could all of a sudden turn into something massively critical where both red and green are under duress, and I'm underpowered. I'm not able to help. I don't have Titans. I don't have my power up, and then we just lose because we don't have a good hold on this map. Very, very interesting map. Okay, Homer does say it's a map. It is a mountain. Water elementals are afraid of sponges. They are completely immune to the cold spells, Vammy says. So that was actually a good choice on our part not to attack the water elementals. So I'm thrilled that we've made that correct decision. Maybe they'll freeze, Skur says. That would actually be pretty fun. I think that interaction makes more sense to me than anything. That does actually make me happy, I think. If that happens, mwah, perfect. That's how we really want it. I think that the slow is actually going to be better here than anything else. We've got enough ranged damage that I think I'm going to slow this stack of 13 next turn, and then we're going to hope that we can just kill mummies before they actually get to us. So long as these halflings keep getting good morale, this is going to be worth the luck that we get fairly quickly. So one more slow here. Gonna step up, still kill this one big stack here. Of course, they're not gonna get good morale because they are the undead, but we're gonna get good morale because of course we get good morale. Here at Phixfox Gaming, we get good morale all the time. We get good morale, we get good luck, and we have a real nice time. Those are the hallmarks of a Phixfox playthrough. And sometimes it's hype, sometimes it's chill, but the important thing is that we have a real good time. So backing off here, we're just going to hope that the mummies mostly lose their forces and engage with these steel golems more than anything. 6 mummies down to 4, down to 2, and then I think golems can engage with them and kill this stack here. And I will step up with the boars just so the mummies have to go the long way in order to try and do something silly. Oh, but they are actually no longer slowed. The slow has worn off. Phixfox missed that. I don't know if it's worth it to slow again. Just in case, I am going to slow again. It's pretty critical to my strategy that these mummies don't get full movement points. And so, at this point, mummies aren't going to go anywhere. We get the full salvo off, And then 1 and 1 is the losses for 1,000 experience. Not too bad. Basic pathfinding. All of a sudden, our hero, Halon here, can actually move in Wasteland with no problems. An ensnared unicorn whinnies in fright, murmuring soothing words. You set her free. Snorting and stamping her front hoof once, she gallops off. Looking down, you see a golden horseshoe. That's +1 luck for our armies. Not too bad. And we are going to go kill these iron golems as well, using that same basic strategy and hoping that they're just very, very slow. Homer says that the artifact is actually in the Philippines, so that's good to know. I'm not going to the Philippines anytime soon. I've never been to the Philippines. I got family that are from the Philippines. My aunt is full Filipino, and she's a lovely lady. I love my aunt so very, very much. And my hope is that anytime that her family comes over, that they feel as loved by us as they make everyone feel loved around them. Filipino folk are some of the most gentle, wonderful people I've ever met in my life. So, yeah, I'm not going to go to the Philippines anytime soon, but I hope that anybody that visits from the Philippines has a really wonderful time. I really do. Okay, let me catch up on chat. E-Parade says you apparently are just waiting for more heroes with green faces. Yeah, barbarians and stuff. Trenlow is saying, uh-oh, especially because purple went through that stone lith. I think the Trenlow is seeing the writing on the wall. Trenlow understands exactly what I'm understanding, that we might be in a real bad spot here. Vamia says, okay, if I had to guess, I'd say that the ultimate artifact is in the dirt because there's a mountain to the north, and to me that only makes sense that mountains to the north would be in your part of the map. However, wasteland mountains look different, and grass terrain only has mountains on the sides. That's a good point. We'll take a look, and we'll just kind of see if we can find something in the dirt that'll make sense there. And then here at Phixfox Gaming, Vammy says, we even care about our artificial employees, such that even the golems get good morale. Yeah, seriously. E-Parade saying that the pathfinding is an A+ skill on this map. Totally, especially knowing that when we go into the enemy's domain, they're probably going to be in snow, probably volcanic terrain, and then what, swamp? You'd have to figure that that swamp is going to be one of those, I would think. And then Homer says, I think I used to have the same headphone on wearing a couple years ago, the Sennheisers. Dude, I'm not sponsored by Sennheiser headphones, but I will tell you right now that the best set of headphones I've ever had, and the only set of headphones that I ever get ever in my life, are Sennheiser brand. The music quality, the sound quality is so good, and they last forever. I think that usually my headphones last for anywhere between 3 to 6 years with some pretty heavy use. We're talking like the kind of use where you throw them into a backpack and you take them on the road with you somewhere, and then they get crunched while they're in a backpack. Yeah, Sennheiser headphones. Again, I'm not sponsored. I'm just saying, this is what Phixfox likes. If you're looking for a new set of headphones, I would recommend this Sennheiser brand. They do some really excellent stuff. Even the low-end stuff, the headphones that are like 30 to 50 bucks, are usually really, really excellent. I do want the gold here. We have 18 gems. We may be able to get Titans in the next couple of days, actually, just the next couple of days, and that'll mean an awful lot for us. With these forces, I think that we can still defeat these dwarves. We'll pick up this artifact. No problem, 900 experience. Oh, what a good, interesting choice here. +1 defense, not bad. But the choice between leadership and luck, I am obligated. I simply must take the leadership because it does have a greater effect in my mind than the luck does. But both leadership and luck as combat stats are so good for the Wizards. And you are very unlikely to get offered either of these. We're going to take the leadership now at this time, because in the future, that'll help us actually mix troops. If we come across other enemy castles that are built up, we could have phoenixes into our army. We could have paladins, dragons, what have you. A walk across a dry saltwater lake bed yields an unlikely prize, a white pearl amidst shattered shells and debris. That is +1 to our knowledge, +1 to our spell power as well. We're probably going to come back for these cavalries in just a second. I mean it when I say that we're probably going to get Titans in the next couple days. I see no reason why we won't. This castle is probably as upgraded as it's going to get for me. I will get the marketplace now just so I don't forget for later. And then, oh no, did you see that, folks? You missed it. I almost missed it. A sorceress hero tried to defeat a clutch of red dragons, and they failed stupendously. How do you make that error? They've tried to fight a couple of red dragons, and I don't know if that was green's toughest hero or just like a nobody. But a green hero, thankfully not their big hero, but a green hero tried to defeat these dragons and failed. That is pretty sad. Funny, but sad. Oh my word. Okay. Let's see. Undead is probably in the swamp, right? That actually makes a lot of sense, Trinlo. It would make sense to me if it was either the undead or the warlocks. And the reason is because I think that warlocks and wizards are probably the two best late game factions. And since I start off with a movement penalty and these guys don't, then if they have one hero that starts off with a movement penalty, it'll probably be somebody in like a swamp or something like that. And that would make sense if it was the penalty that you have just for being one of the better late game factions. That makes sense to me. So we don't know where they're at. We will have to wait and find out. If it is the undead, that'll make a lot of thematic sense to me as well. We are going to get the upgraded Cloud Castle in just a moment. And it kind of hurts my heart that we haven't focused on Mage Guild levels as much. Mass Dispel and the Paralyze, good spells. Very good spells. Vammy says, Swamp for the Warlocks, definitely. Oh, never mind, Warlock is lava. Oh, are they? Did we see that the Warlocks are for sure in the lava? I'll believe you if they are, for sure. Although the undead did end up on the left side of the map, I'm wondering if the liths are mirrored directly across the channel. Like this lith goes to a lith that's right over here. Like this lith goes to this one. I'm guessing that they're mirrored right across. So yeah, so then warlocks are in the lava. That's no fair. I guess that just means that wizards are better than the warlocks. Who could have guessed? Let the internet tear itself apart, trying to decide which is better, warlocks or wizards. I'll never tell what my opinion is until the next video. Okay, so we're gonna pick up just a couple extra goodies here and there. View resources. I don't know what view resources is gonna tell me at this point. View resources has actually told me a lot. Yeah. There's not a lot left over here. There's a hefty amount of stuff going on over here. I think we want to game plan from this point, folks. We're going to have Titans. We just got Titans. I can use next week's Titans to clear out in this direction. That's fine. That's okay. What I think I really need to do is take Titans up north, maybe defeat nomads, go along the road, take out this castle, clear out these resources, pick up this castle, get a boat, get into the boat, go over here, and make some fun stuff happen over yonder. That feels like a possible solution. There's lots of different priorities here, and you can pick and choose. You can say, well, I'd prefer to get this castle and then get these resources. You could say, well, I don't think it makes sense to get all these first. I think that you really want to focus on either this or this or this. Towns and castles. But I think that the point is that we need to head north, and then we can decide what to do after we've secured our area, because there's so many good resources here on our patch of island. And then it just seems good to me that if we can get into this area, this might make up for the very slow start that Phixfox had. That could make up for a lot of sluggish Phixfox activities. I think that's what we're going to try and do. By the way, I'm still looking. There it is. There's my jail. I got to pick up that jail because it's going to be a huge, massive hero for us. And as soon as we can get that hero, we're going to feel a lot better. Let's see. Do you not have a jail? Or is it one of the tiny areas you haven't explored, E-Parade? There is that jail. So we just found that area. And it should be, I think, a level 27 hero or something like that. Trenlo says, yep, it's guarded by some ogres. And I think that you're right, Pax. I think that you're right. I think that the jail actually changes this massively. And so rather than going, I think we're going to go north. We're going to clear out unicorns and take all this. We're going to have Flint come back to help clear all that out. That's also going to get us this horde of wolves. And then we're going to go to the right, because this might actually be our main hero. And then Halon is going to be relegated to a secondary type of guy. Sooner rather than later, I think that that's going to be the point. Yeah, I think so. But then I'll have a second hero that can actually go back and clear out all this extra stuff. So you're right. Let's actually go for the jail first. More than anything, let's go straight to the jail and do what we can. We are totally out of resources. Should we wait another day? Probably wait for more resources. We need at least one more day. So we're just going to stay here, get some more spell points, and then we shall go. That's what I get for following this while I'm working, E-Parade. No, I didn't even call it out. I didn't even mention it. We knew that there were jails on the map, E-Parade, but I haven't been calling out exactly what's been going on, especially in the enemy's terrain. We knew that there was a jail somewhere. Where it was exactly, we weren't sure. Huge problem. The Warlocks just defeated the Black Dragons that lead to our stone liths. Does that mean for sure that they can defeat these Titans? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but I don't want to find out. We're going to take one Titan. We're going to trade for whatever we need to make this happen. I think I'm going to need, let's see, one gem here. Even one Titan is going to go a long, long way. Let's pick up these. Oh, geez, we are so broke. We are so broke, but this will be enough. This one Titan, I think, is going to be enough to help us take all these other fights. Let's just go while we can. We're going to stop off at the trading post. Hopefully we get to hire a second hero soon. And that second hero is actually going to help us resupply later. But if the enemy comes through this lith and they get this jail before us, Phixfox just loses the map. So we have to head there. We needed to head there probably 3 weeks ago. And Phixfox misprioritized. This is a huge misprioritization on my part. And a lot of that issue could have been solved if Phixfox had had multiple heroes. But I didn't, and so I scouted improperly, and so then I made improper decisions. Yeah, we made some mistakes in this map. Folks, don't do this at home. Don't do what I've done at home. There's much better things you can do, and I hope you take advantage of those later. We're going to trade a lot of crystal, not all of it, and I'm actually going to save the rest of these precious resources for hopefully mage guilds and things like that. But we are going to take out the unicorns and elves, things like that, as Flint comes by to help. Island Paradise in the center, absolutely. Vammy is saying that the theming concerning the Necromancers and the Warlocks, wow, I'm really behind. Let me get caught up here. Treasure Trove in the center, yep, absolutely Trenlow. Yep, and there's that jail. Get your level 22 hero and then give them troops. Do we know for sure it's a level 22 hero? If you guys have played this map before, we're going to find out pretty quickly, but that's pretty nifty to me if we find out, oh, it's level 22 and you just happen to know. Very sad that these elves are not going to focus on the one Titan. We're going to fight this fight just a little bit better. One cold ray is going to help get the boar down the field and go from there. For me, it would have to be the Dimension Door ASAP and then jump around my style. Yep, and we do not use the Dimension Door if we can possibly help it. The rules I have for Dimension Door, for anybody who's remembering, is that I don't use Dimension Door and I don't use Town Portal unless the enemy uses it first. If the enemy uses it first, it makes sense to me that I can use it because then they have a huge advantage that I just don't have, and that seems a little unfair. So if the enemies do use Dimension Door, it's all me. But for now, it's not going to be our call. We'll get there when we can. Steeson, XL map, which one? This is Great War, which is wonderful. It's a 3v3 map essentially, so you can see my red and my green allies are doing very, very well for themselves. I'm pretty impressed with how well they're doing. They get some extra resources, and we're just doing the best we can. And so far, it's a struggle. Phixfox has made some critical mistakes. That's okay. Is that the +2 staff behind all those unicorns too? Yeah, so it's going to be 10 plus knowledge Trenlow, and it's going to be the +2 to all stats from the legendary scepter. There's a lot of good things that are going to happen once we defeat these unicorns. And even though we're losing 54 halflings and 2 of the magi, I think we're going to keep on rolling. With one Titan, with 0 attack, 3 defense? Maybe not. Wow, maybe not. Maybe not. I think if the unicorns are going to be this upcoming fight, you have to take the steel golems and split them. I'm just not putting out enough damage. I'm not putting out enough damage. We need to hire another hero. It's going to be Kalindra. Finally, Phixfox gets a 3rd hero, and none too soon of a time. Flint is going to go and see if he can trade some additional resources for tomorrow. Maybe we pick up something here. More gems, good. We're going to go for the wolves, clear out this, and then we're going to come back. My word. This is not ideal. And again, if the enemy comes through these stone lifts, we're going to be so far behind. Do I come back for the unicorns in just a second? I think I might want to do that just so I can get this jail now, and then my main hero can swing back. I'm feeling so much pressure, so much pressure. I don't think I have time to wait as much as I'd like to. I don't think I have time to wait. And so we're going to wait here because I don't want to trade for the resources. I want 2 Titans to come up. I want 2 Titans to come up. And so Kalindra's going to set off tomorrow, but when she does, that's going to be enough possibly to help me defeat the unicorns, at least make sure that we can defeat any other enemies. We just have to hope that the warlocks don't come right through the gates with their level 22, 27 hero. The jail also better give you a better ability for a chain. True, another hero gives us the opportunity to resupply from afar, which is wonderful. The enemy has not come through our stone lit there. That's wonderful. Ogres have stinky breath. That is actually high quality discourse, and I don't want to hear anybody say anything other than that. That is high quality discourse because that means that we're actually the good guys. We are removing the ogres from this map, and we are doing all of humanity a great service, and we are thrilled for it. So, Homer, thank you. And then let's make sure that we are ready for this hero chain. It's going to be a little bit off, but it'll be close enough. Let's get the wolves now. Even wolves at this point are causing some major damage for us. My word, I think that 120 points of damage, that's not enough. I think they're best off actually probably using things like the slow. So let's do that. Let's try and slot some of our troops into these choke points here. I think we're going to lose halflings and Archmagi very, very quickly. I don't think I could stop that. My word. If they try and decide not to fight, they'll get stuck there. True. Green got the level 22 hero, so it's likely with you as well. That makes sense, Vammy. Calling out why we're better off going for that hero and how we know what level they probably are. Let's slow here. This wolf is already stuck. He's already taken his turn. Let's still focus on this slower wolf here all the same. Let's see. Skur says, I watched one of your map playthroughs on YouTube yesterday and you recommended a map called Colossal Caverns. Great story map. Do you know any other similar maps? I've played all the campaigns already. Skur, tell you what, I love. It sounds like what you really like in your maps is big maps with some great story elements. And if you're looking for big maps with great story elements, my all-time favorite would have to be Ghost Planet. Look at Ghost Planet. If the story is not so much your thing, then maybe stay away from it. But Ghost Planet is all about you crash landing on this uninhabited planet, or so you think, and there are ghosts everywhere. There's the undead, and you have to make a decision where ultimately, am I going to be the kind of necromancer who's hurting humanity, or am I going to be the kind of person that will fight for what's good and right? It's a wonderful story. I highly recommend it. So that's what I would recommend, Skur, if you're looking for another very large map that has some good story elements. We're going to pick up this Alchemist Lab here. Those losses were pretty acceptable. I don't know about lots of nomads here. 46 spell points. I don't know when I'm going to come back. We're probably 2 days away from the resupply here. Let's get this artifact and then we're going to come right back. Yeah, still no extra attack skill on this guy, you prayed. You're totally right. We are just hoping for the best, and I think that we're gonna split like this. I want my biggest stack here and there. Actually, this might be a good time for close formation. Trying to let the Titans take hits, because I think we win. There's no guarantee. We've already made enough mistakes. We don't need to fight this fight if there's no guarantee. So we're going to wait on this just to decide whether or not that's going to be the very best thing for us. Month 2, week 2, that's the end of day 7. We're on to week 3 of month 2. This is... Phixfox is a little stressed out because he knows he should be probably cleared out this whole map by now, at least his whole section. Thankfully, Red did it. Even though Phixfox hasn't cleared out his jail, Red has officially cleared out their jail, and they've taken control of their entire continent, and that feels pretty good. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. What a time to be alive. 5 extra Titans. Trenlo says huge. Skur says LMAO. E-Parade, what a time to be alive. Vammy says rest in peace bank account. Oh my goodness, folks. New week, astrologers proclaim it to be the week of the Titan. What a good fortuitous instance for us. I'm thrilled. That's a game changer. That is a game changer. 1000%. That is wonderful. We're going to take that in stride. Sometimes Phixfox gets good luck and it feels kind of dirty because I worry that it's like, oh, Phixfox only wins because he gets lucky. You know what? On a map like this, I could use a little bit of luck. I'll take it. Okay. And then Vammy did say, I think you could beat those nomads. They're not much tougher than wolves. You're right. They're not much tougher. 6 speed. You're right. I think that you're not wrong. How about that? Tell you what. Speaking of the credit card and speaking of getting lots of troops, these unicorns are going to guard so much treasure. We are going to take them out now, and it's probably going to be Flint that helps clear out while Kalindra goes back. That's going to be what we do here. At this point with 3 Titans, I think that I must be able to beat these unicorns. There's no way I lose this fight, right? Yeah, glorious victory, no problems. That's going to be, wow, that's 36 unicorns. That's a bunch. And I don't think that this grouping is actually bad for me. I am happy with this grouping. Because we're going to do a lot of damage from range, I am going to slow. Oh, look at this. Hold on. I think that this unicorn can get in this direction, but if this bit of terrain was right here, yeah, this is impassable terrain. This is all passable. These unicorns are going to step below. But if I slowed here, then these unicorns would be stuck for 1 extra turn. This isn't going to be the best thing you ever saw, but it's going to be okay. And rather than do the slow, I think I am going to spend the spell points. I'm going to paralyze. We're just going to make sure that 1 stack of unicorns doesn't bother me for a minute anyway. I'm going to start working on this stack here. I think I'm going to have enough time to get these steel golems into position in that direction. So we're going to go here. And how very interesting. I did not anticipate the unicorns would go to the north. I thought the unicorns would go to the south. Huh. Very interesting. After this fight, you will have infinity spell points. I will. Yeah, this fight actually... Which is more important, the jail or this fight? I mean, the jail is going to be more important, but this is very close to being just as good or more or less valuable. So I'm thrilled with this fight. And this feels like the break that we need. We're going to wait so that the Titans are the ones that break this paralyze. We're going to skip all around. And then get 1 more round of combat off before the unicorns get to fight. If they fought the boars there, I'd be really surprised and really sad, actually. Because there's no need for that. There's no need for that kind of violence. We know what's going to happen here. The unicorns are now unparalyzed. Thankfully, we got the good luck there. Down to 7 unicorns. And actually, I think I can just hit Q from this point. And 2 steel golems are going to be the final losses. 1400 experience. No problems there. No problems. The jail. Yeah, the jail I think is more important. The unicorn trove is going to get you more Titans at least. Yes, there's value all around here. I don't think it's going to be worth it to get any of this treasure in experience, right? I think we all agree that it's going to be more about the gold than the experience here. And so let's head north, let Flint clear out all this, and then we're going to get those stats and the gold in short order. Glorious victory. I think I'm okay with these losses, and I don't think I could do much better anyway. 980 experience. This is interesting. Diplomacy or luck. Halon's probably not going to be my main hero in just a little bit. I think I just really appreciate the luck more than the diplomacy at this point. Let's do the luck. We're going to pick up the plus for the morale. We're going to still have plenty of slots to get other nice artifacts later. And it's probably time that I start to think about, at least think about getting Magi here. Maybe later. Another day, another time. Okay. Whew. What a turn. That was exciting. I remember when I played with 5 friends, Skur says, on one map in Heroes 3, and my teammates played as a dungeon and got 5 red dragons event. He didn't have the money, so he waited for the next week. And then we all get the plague month, and so he lost every dragon. Watch out for that in this scenario. Could you imagine? Oh, that would be heartbreak. That would be absolute heartbreak. Yeah, if that happens to us here, we're going to be just truly just so sad. I hope it doesn't happen that way, but we will see. Ridding the countryside of the hideous Minotaur who made a sport of eating noblemen's knights, you are honored with the Medal of Distinction. That's +1 morale there. We've already gotten this arena. I don't think I'm worried about that artifact. This lightning helm is going to be nice. We'll pick that up later. Let's path through the arena guards and go straight for our big, wonderful guy. I was reading chat, so I didn't actually see if the enemy came through these stone lifts. Because they have not, I know that we're still safe. And then time for us to be greedy. I've mentioned before, there's the wonderful game, Hungry Hungry Hippos. Flint is now doing his best Hungry Hungry Hippos impression as he just eats every single one of these treasure chests, and he's going to do a great job of it. I'm going to be pretty excited for him. Red has finally broken into that big cache of resources. I haven't really seen... Was that our big cache of resources? The unicorns were that cache of resources for us, weren't they? Other people had to defeat dragons and things like that. We just had to defeat unicorns. That was pretty nice. That was pretty lucky for us, because if that was a better quality troop, we would not have been able to do that very quickly. That's 1,000 gold, 1,000 gold, 1,000 gold, 1,000 gold, 2,000 gold. Artifact, mangled bones, yellowed with age, peer from the ragged folds of a dead druid's robes. Searching the robes, you discover a scroll hidden within that's +5 knowledge. And I've just realized, folks, I have a little bit of an issue here. I don't think I can in good faith pick up these artifacts with just these troops. If there are rogues that hop out of the brush and defend these artifacts, that's bad. I think I'm going to actually have to wait to pick up some of these other things until just a little bit later. It feels bad. It feels cautious in a way that people are probably saying, boo, just do it. But I got to admit, it's the correct play to be just a little bit smart in that instance, because if it happens, and I knew it could have happened, then I'm just up the creek without a paddle. And so there's going to be time to pick up these artifacts later. Let's just get the treasure and we will go from there. So horde of ogre lords. This is a horde. I get it. That's a lot. We have 40 spell points. That's also a lot. Let's fight these guys now. Let's win. A horde. Horde is 50 to 100. 50 to 100 with 60 hit points each. That is potentially... Let's just say it's 50. 3,000 hit points. At the low end, that's at least 3,000 hit points worth of ogre lords that we have to chew through. 3,000? That's a lot. And we got the resupply coming. It's going to be a little bit slower. We're going to hire another hero tomorrow so we can help clear stuff out and still go north. I don't know about that fight. That's a minimum of 3,000 hit points we have to kill. And with our cold ray doing 120 points of damage, that's only 2 ogres at a time. That's not good enough. And 3 titans with only 1 attack, 3 defense. This fight is inadvisable. I don't think we can in good faith fight that fight. I think that even the water elementals at this point are a little too tough. And so I'm going to actually bow out of this fight until we get reinforcements. Maybe we win, but I don't think that's a guaranteed. I really do not. Even these wolves, we're losing these kinds of troops. Look at this. So when you look at it in terms of the actual value and hit points, we're doing 191 hit points worth of damage to 2 defense wolves. The ogre lords, I think, have 6 defense. Yeah, I mean, killing 3 ogre lords, we're probably gonna kill 2 ogre lords at a time with the titans. I think that fight's just a little bit out of reach. I think it's a little bit out of reach, and I think that if you disagree, I think that's a reasonable disagreement. I think it's understandable to say, yeah, no, I think you got this, but I don't know. It does feel like the time to just take a little bit of caution, especially when there's these other things we can do. These towns could be very, very useful for us with 1,200 experience. Taking the basic diplomacy here, we might as well. And this has got no defenders, nothing special here, but we'll take it. We'll take what we can get here. So, anyway, back to chat. You have potentially a fully leveled up hero in the jail. Definitely take the gold. Finally got some attack though. We have picked up tons of resources. This is very satisfying. Don't wait for the plague. Buy some titans. Yes, Pax. Split your halfling stack at least, or I guess there's no flyer ambushes. There are no flyer ambushes. That's true. So Trenlow, I think that you're talking about when the halflings with Flint, and I think you're totally right on that. Yeah, if there were flyer ambushes, that would actually change the game a lot. The brush? What brush? You're in the middle of the wasteland. Vammy you're totally correct. Yeah, definitely. You could always retreat and not fight if we were to lose the artifacts. There were lots on the Ogre Lords a week ago. There were lots a week ago. That's actually very, very critical information there. The fact that there were lots of Ogre Lords a week ago means that they can't possibly be that many now. That means that they're probably just about 50. Probably just about 50. I'm not... I want to risk it so bad. I really do. I really want to risk this. I really want to risk it, but I don't know what to do. Tell you what, just because we've talked about this, if we need to run, we will rehire Flint if we need to, if the rogues pop out of the brush. Let's hope for the best. They do not. We've already read this. We're not going to read this again. Let's hope one more time that we get lucky. Feels good to get lucky. Upon cresting a small hill, you come upon a ridiculous-looking sight. A sprite is attempting to carry a scepter that is almost as big as it is. Trying not to laugh, you ask, need help? The sprite glares at you and answers, you think this is funny? Fine, you can carry it. I much prefer flying anyway. So, with those additional stats, actually, knowing that it's probably about 3,000 hit points, as Vammy is saying, and we have the Paralyze, with Trenlow and Vammy saying Paralyze is going to be the play, I think you're actually completely right. The extra stats do make me feel much better about that fight, though. I cannot lie. It does make me feel a lot better. An orcish witch doctor living in the hut deepens your knowledge of magic by showing you how to cast stones, read portents, and decipher the intricacies of chicken entrails. Lovely. And so, knowing that, we're going to spend the time to go out of our way with the 4 titans. 4 titans should be able to defeat these creatures, no problem. 1 boar goes down, that's fine. And I do want to defeat the nomads, as Sarakin's going to go up as far as he can. And then Kalindra's going to return these troops at the end of the day. Do I split the titans? Probably not. I can't always cast the stone skin and the bloodlust, and so 1 single stack of titans is going to be best. A group of nomads with a desire for greater glory wish to join you. Do you accept? Sure. 41? I will take that. I will definitely take that. And we're going to clear all this out before we return these troops back to Sarakin. What will happen if you have 8 heroes and free 1 from prison, Skur says. Skur, great question. And the answer is that the hero is simply going to have to stay in the jail until you have room to let them adventure. So you don't just lose that hero. They will just stay in the jail for somebody else to come and get. And so it's really, really nice. It looks like Vammy already answered that question for you. So Vammy, I appreciate you answering there. As you guys can tell, I get a little bit behind on chat, but I do appreciate very, very much. It's not going to hurt my feelings the more people talk in chat. I have been told, I have heard that if people on Twitch do a raid, I think that that's the term for it. If you do a raid and you get like 50 new people trying to talk all at once, that chat can get a little bit crazy. I really do like this approach where I get to try and answer each person. I get to talk to every single one of you. I do love that. In the event that we get into hundreds of people at one point in time, that of course is not gonna work out so well, but we'll do the best we can with what we have. And I will never stop trying to respond to everybody. It may be annoying to some people, but I'm still the guy on YouTube that I heart every comment. I super like every comment. In fact, the only instance where I don't is when people are being just kind of obnoxious, like purposefully obnoxious, not even like accidentally obnoxious. Accidentally obnoxious, I'm accidentally obnoxious all the time, I really am. But purposely obnoxious, not so much. Okay, glorious victory. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be 51 of the Ogre Lords. This fight is going to go much better than I feared that it would. Remember when you become Fix famous? I don't know if being Fix famous is in the cards, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to share Heroes of Might and Magic 2. This is such a wonderful game, and as I mentioned before, this is a game where it usually draws the very best in people. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to get this play this game with all you, and I appreciate all the energy. There's a lot of people with some really good energy here, and I'm just grateful I get to be here. Happy to be here. So, with that being said, this fight, not as tough as we would have thought, and we actually don't have to fight nearly so difficult of forces as our red and green friends did. It looks like we're going to be just fine dealing with these Ogre Lords. The Paralyze is going to be pretty darn useful. I could probably even start to use a damaging spell in these numbers. I don't think that I worry so much about losing any of these Steel Golems. Not at this rate, not at this time. I will... Tell you what, I will Paralyze one more time. I'm going to Paralyze this big stack just so I can walk all the way around. Kill 2 Ogre Lords there. But at least I was right that I'm only killing about 2, maybe 3 Ogre Lords per hit. And so at least I was calculating the risks effectively there. If I'm right or if I'm wrong, that doesn't really matter to me nearly so much as at least being correct on my supposition of the facts as they are currently situated. Yep, that's the word we're going to go with, situated. It's like situated, but it's a little more casual. It's casually situated, and therefore it is situated. Look it up. It's totally good English. I'm a native English speaker. You can't go wrong with my English. Come on. Would Phixfox ever lead you astray? Come on. Come on. It's fine. It'll be good. We're going to wait for the Titans to get this first shot off here. And then I'm expecting damage to go down here. The Steel Golems looks like they're holding pretty darn well. Good morale, never a bad thing. And there's plenty of turns left on this Paralyze here, so no issues there. We might as well attack. Let's see. No, yes, we do attack with the Magi because the Ogre Lords are going to get their turn next turn anyway. So you might as well attack. There's no sense in not attacking. Let's try and defend where we can. Like this. It's not going to be enough. I don't think that the Ogres are going to kill one Magi, though. They don't. And we don't lose a Titan this time. We're just going to hit Q and end this fight. 2-1, and tons of dead Ogres. At this point, we're going to take the Expert Wisdom. If we end up needing a hero that can do Dimension Door, Halon is going to be so worthwhile with 12 Knowledge. And so the Expert Knowledge is actually going to be a pretty darn big thing here. I'm excited for us. Paralyze will let you stagger the enemy in as well. Yep, and that turned out perfectly. Yep, very nifty. And then anyone else deeply disappointed when they read Greek mythology and found out Titans didn't go around throwing lightning at people? I am a little bit sad about that. Hey, wait a second. I am a little sad. Heroes Might and Magic 2 is everything I know about mythology. Folks, it's time. It is time. We have the jail. And in a dazzling display of daring, you break into the local jail and free the hero imprisoned there, who in return pledges loyalty to your cause. This is going to be the portrait of Joseph the Wizard. It's going to be Caerlyn the Wizard, level 22. Expert on the wisdom, expert scouting, expert mysticism, expert logistics, advanced archery, expert eagle eye, expert luck, expert leadership. I love this. 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 This is okay. This is not bad. This is kind of meh. But the only thing that would possibly trade out here, if I could trade the eagle eye for pathfinding, I would have maybe the perfect hero here. Yep, E-Parade agrees with me, missing the pathfinding, but otherwise good. That would be the only change I would make here. That's going to be a little bit rough, but we'll see how things go. Of course, at this point, the Heroes 2 original map editor, you could not put nice spells into a hero. You can with the FHeroes2 map editor, and so you have more control over these jails and heroes and things like that. At this time, though, this one Titan for Caerlyn the Wizard is not too bad. We're going to immediately send over troops. We're going to send over artifacts, and Halon is going to do a great job for us in resupplying and clearing out some of these other things. And to do that, he's going to head south immediately. This feels pretty okay. Almost perfect. Trenlow, I agree. The pathfinding is for balance. That would make sense, Vammy, actually. If the pathfinding was more for the balance than anything else, I would agree with that. 5, 5, 7, and 9 is good. I totally missed that. You're totally right. Look at this. 5 attack, 5 defense, 8, well, it was 7 and 9. But with these artifacts, we're doing just fine on these stats. The 5 and 5 actually makes these Titans even more valuable than they ever were before. That was maybe the biggest knock against Roland the Wizard, was that he just didn't have the raw combat stats to back up this high-level Titan. it is worth noting that before we fight any enemies, like any big, scary enemies, we are going to want to get back to our main mage guild, and that's going to take a little bit of time. But I think that we can use these forces to clear out everything in this northern area. At least we can get all the resources that are in the upper right of our little biome here. And after we do that, I think that we're really going to be doing just fine. I am going to stone skin the Magi. I think that unfortunately I'm not going to be able to keep them alive. But this is me in good faith doing my very best to keep them alive. That's going to do it. Good morale, good luck to help make that happen. Sure, why not? And then I wonder if these water elementals are going to attack the Titans. Either way, I think that they can reach. In case they can't, we're going to attack that stack. So that way the Magi would not have eaten too much damage. And from this point on, it's just a matter of playing, you know, hit them until they die. And we've done that very, very effectively, so I don't have any problems moving past that fight or that fight. +1 on the spell power. You have found a group of druids worshipping at one of their strange stone edifices silently. They teach you new ways to cast spells. How do you silently teach someone to do something? That's actually a fun question, because there's lots of ways you can teach people. There's visual learners, there's auditory learners. Point is that you can do it silently. Just kind of interesting that spell casting is done in silence. Before you appears a levitating glass case with a scroll perched upon a bed of crimson velvet. At your touch, the lid opens and the scroll floats into your awaiting hands. That's +2 to our knowledge. And so we're about to have so much knowledge. Basenjay, I think that we do have the resources. We do have the resources to get this up to a castle. I think I'm going to do that now. I think I'm going to do this now because I think that we're very, very far away from getting Titans in Blackwind. And so for that reason, I think that it makes sense to just get the gold now. The gold is going to be fairly critically important. Remember that Flint has some very nice artifacts. We need to make sure that we go into this direction. And so we might as well have Joseph go to meet him, pick up those artifacts, and then carry on north into this breadbasket here. Once we get the blue tent, I think that it can be Halon that goes into this area and picks up some nice bonuses for us. Ooh, Abandoned Mind. Yeah, he can get that for us, no problem. Okay. Another beautiful week in the books. Halon's going to be good for the trove when you get to it. Definitely. Definitely. Vammy says that the sorceresses at the at the standing stones beam the info into your brain. You say that and it makes me think about the Matrix. We've already talked about the Matrix on stream, but I like the idea of being able to just upload that information directly into your brain. Makes me feel pretty good. 12 and 9, 7, 11, and 24. That feels pretty okay. Here's the question. Do we get rid of any of these artifacts? We do have the expert luck and the expert morale. I think we do get rid of the badge of courage. I think we do get rid of the medal of distinction, just so we have more room for other artifacts. The serenity pendant could still be useful. I just don't know quite yet. So we will wait and find out. All that knowledge plus the artesian spring is a bit overkill. At least we're only going to have to go there once. That's going to be 480, nearly 500 spell points. Oh yeah, we're going to be doing good. And that's going to mean that we're going to want fights to last as long as possible. So there's some interesting plays that are going on here. Let's pick up all these +1s that we find. The soldiers, again, teaching us a few defensive tricks. And then this Castle of Burlock. I wonder how many forces are here. I wonder how many forces are there. What I wouldn't give for a rogue that could give us some additional knowledge. Because if it's 1 Titan, that's a lot. If it's 5 Titans, that's way more than I want to deal with, but still probably winnable. That's worth 1,000 gold, and we've got so many stats here. I think that fight's winnable. Go for another Thieves Guild. Is that how that works? Does it take multiple Thieves Guild? Do more Thieves Guild gives you multiple bits of information? It does. I had no idea. So I found out a while ago that 1 Thieves Guild will let you know what the defenders are, and then 2 Thieves Guilds apparently gives you information on if it's a few, a pack, a horde, lots, or several. So chat, you guys are coming in the clutch. I appreciate you very, very much. I think you could somehow get Resurrect True. That would be the best, again, for your main enemy. For the Warlocks, yes, definitely. Because, of course, they don't get to use the Resurrect True because dragons don't really get to use Resurrect True. but I do, because Titans are not immune to all spells, just most. +1 on the attack, not great, not bad. Stone Skin here, we've already got that. Picking up some freebies here. Ready for some resupplies, and it is going to be Halon that heads south as far as he can, again, for those other resupplies. So, thank you, chat. You guys are awesome. There is an artifact here in this graveyard that we want to get at some point too, by the way. Do you have spells on your level 22 hero? I do not. I do not. All we have is the Stone Skin. 4 Titans, though. I mean, it depends. If it's 3 Titans, ouch. We're still going to win. But if it's 1 Titan, I think it's... you know, I think that at this point, I'm willing to risk it. At this point, I'm willing to risk it. We're so far behind, I don't think I have time to just wait. I think I have to go. I really do. Especially as we see our allies getting into the water. I want to get to the center island before they do. Call me crazy, but I think that I can use those resources better than the AI can. I just think so. There's a campfire hidden by those zombies. Yep, I think so. At this point, you just need to buy all the Titans before the plague. It's day 7. You're totally right. We're going to make that happen. And so to make that happen, let's get some gold here with the water wheel. Let's head up, defeat some orcs. They're free experience. Let's get some halflings. That's 66 of them. Tomorrow we're going to pick that up. We're going to have Sarakin go north. He's going to resupply in a major way. Flint is going to hopefully get these additional Titans up here now. Kalindra's heading back. Halon is going as fast as he can. Sarakin is now without a job, but that's good because there's plenty of things I can do with a free hero. For example, windmills and such. Okay, looks like an artifact too. Right here, the zombies are, there's a campfire here, and then this artifact is the Everhot Lava Rock Cage, plus 50% damage to your spells. That's not going to help me that much. This Lightning Helm artifact is actually going to be pretty critical. And then no plague next week though. Yeah, only at the start of the month. It's got to be a new month for there to be a plague, so that's true on that. Chris is back, still watching, eating your dinner. That's a great way of being. Agar is not scary. I had seen him come in this direction. I was worried that this would be a big, scary guy. This is not the time to be concerned, not just yet. And so I think I still want to make sure that I'm purchasing buildings, not here, but here. And then soon we'll pick up this town as well. Let's go on to a new day. Oh, there's some good scouting there with that whirlpool, actually. Green is doing some work for me. I appreciate them very, very much for doing that. They've landed in snowy north, so there is going to be a good use for pathfinding that we unfortunately will not have. So the barbarians are always going to have an advantage over us in their domain. That's pretty critically important. It looks like none of these yellow heroes think that they want any bit of the green sorceress there. Orange has gotten into a boat. Orange might be tough. Zom, not that tough, and that's pretty good. So we're happy that he's not as tough, but the problem is he's going to pick up artifacts and sea chests. We're going to go as quickly as we can. We're going to see how things go very, very quickly. All these troops over. 8 Titans shouldn't have any problems with these forces here. These are just experience at this point. We will pick them up later, but for now, let's fight this fight. 1 steel golem goes down. This is not even a fight worth fighting. 2,400 experience, and then let's see what we have. We have a 3rd level mage guild. Wonderful. Let's hop in, and then we'll look at the spells. Fantastic, folks. So we have Mass Dispel, View Heroes, Teleport, Cold Ray, Disrupting Ray, Steel Skin, View Artifacts, Magic Arrow, etc., etc. And the best thing is this, folks, we've already got the library purchased for us. And so I think that this is going to be where I start to build up my 5th level mage guild. It'll be nice to have all those spells. Even if we don't end up using some of the 5th level spells, it'll be nice to at least have them. The only issue is that if we are here in this castle, the enemies might end up trading this castle back and forth a few times. That's okay. Worse things have happened. I would love to send a hero into the water. I do have a shipyard here. We're going to consider that in just 1 second. This way is a little bit lackluster, so let's instead head in this direction. Let's have Flint pretend like he's going to go into the water, because he just might end up doing so. Sarakin's just getting the resources. Kalindra is back. And Halon is almost home. He's coming home. Picking up this obelisk, finally. Look at that. That's a stone lith. And that looks like grass. I don't know, folks. What do we think? What do we think? Is the bottom tile here matching up at all? That's matching up to me. With 2 obelisks, folks, I think we have found our mark. Maybe not. Does this look like a mountain there that's kind of overlapping this lith? I could be wrong. Could be wrong. One more time in this bottom is kind of where I'm looking now. This is close, if not exactly right. That's close, if not exactly right. So I think that it might be in the dirt. I think that if it is in the dirt, then the ultimate artifact is probably right about here. Probably not in here. Probably right about here. Is it worth it to send a hero over right now? Probably not. But we shall see. Pax is saying, summon boat, do you have it? I do have it on one of my heroes. It's going to be Halon that has it. I don't think that anyone else has it. Joseph, no, we don't have it here. It's from this mage guild down here in Woodhaven that we have the summon boat. And so actually that means that Flint probably does have it. No, Flint does not have it. Sadly. Does Kalindra have it? Kalindra will have it. And then how about Sarakin? Sarakin will have it. So Sarakin's going to head in this direction and then probably head north. I don't know if I'm going to want to wait to get that summon boat spell or not. We're going to have to wait and see. So everybody else is kind of hanging steady for now, but we might have found the ultimate artifact. We will see. Vami is saying I was right. Skur is saying yes. Trinlo is saying ooh, somewhere under the ore mine. No way, that's another lith. Yeah, I mean, what other lith would it be? I mean, that mountain range and just kind of right there, it's got to be right about here. So if we can get another hero over there, we might as well. Maybe we hire a boat right now. I think Flint could get into the water. Flint could get into the water right now. He can pick up some freebies along the way. Unless there's a sorceress in here. If there's a sorceress, I'd hire the sorceress. Just because of the navigation. There's not. I will get the statue now. I think it's not worth it to me to wait. And I think I will even trade for the wood. Crazy enough. We're going to trade the sulfur. I don't think I need sulfur in crazy amounts. Let's see. That's going to be a lot of sulfur. And we are going to want to get Mage Guild levels. Let's do it like that. And then like that. Very expensive boat here, but we're going to do this. And if Flint can get over there, then he's just going to slowly be working on digging piece by piece, inch by inch, until we find what we're looking for. I just have to hope that Zom doesn't sail south immediately. Flint may forego things like this just so we can get there quicker. But let's call that an investment in the future because nobody else is going to be digging. It's just going to be me. I'm going to be the only person digging. So I might as well. Might as well. We do need lots of more wood. I disparaged this sawmill and these archers. I said it wasn't that big of a deal. Now I'm questioning if that was a correct decision or not. Yeah, still gonna need a lot of resources. This map is not over, but I feel much better having a quality hero. How about that? Bammy says, ooh, a Sphinx. Yes, so we've mentioned a little bit previously, and it's on my list of things to do, that in the very center of the map, there are some very wonderful opportunities. Oh my gosh. Let me show you in just 1 second. As we see, looks like the green sorceresses decided not to deal with the yellow barbarians. They've decided to leave. We do have one more orange hero in the water there, and purple has come back with a pretty decent army. Several bone dragons. This is not a nothing. But this is red's very cool, tough level 22 hero. 9 attack, 8 defense. I'm guessing that they're better than Vitania, even with these troops that don't look as good. Not too much of a resupply. Just don't let Gem attack and turn peasants into skeletons. That would be the worst. Hopefully red can hold this area. Maybe I need to send another hero just so they can step on the lith. Details. We're going to get there as soon as we can. But for now, we also saw Agar hop into the boat here. If he wants to land, he can. I'm not going to try and stop him. We did see another enemy go into the whirlpool there. Let's head south. Let's ignore everything and stick to our objectives, stick to the plan. Halflings, that's just so we can get here faster. Looks like we'd have to go in that direction. Let's pick up the Mercury because it's right here. Griffins are free experience. The 7 halflings that just died for that free experience are very upset at me for saying that they were free. Whoops. And then I will destroy whatever comes my way along this road. With so much gold, we might as well hire another hero. Myra is going to come in the rear, and she's going to help Joseph make the best use of their movement points. Picking up a well. Picking up statue. And so on and so forth. Let's see, Caerlyn. Do we need additional forces to the north, or do I want to send Caerlyn, say, over here to this horde of nomads? I think that we're gonna let Halon do everything he can to fight these fights. Let's have him go back into the Mage Guild. He's gonna finally pick up the Paralyze. I don't think he had that. Oh, he did actually. Never mind. But 3 Titans, and let's call it. Let's get rid of the 3-speed golems, and let's pick up the. Let's pick up the rocks. 5 4-speed rocks. That's going to help us fight all these fights without any problems. Should we go south through the blue barrier? We're going to get the blue barrier in just a second. Or into this area where there's more gold. Let's get more gold, and then we'll come back later. Let's do that. Oh yes, but the very center of the map. Look at this. There's a Sphinx. There's treasure everywhere. Wizard's hat. Great for a barbarian. These stone liths. I'm not sure quite where they go to. Wand of Negation. And I'm wondering if there's something extra special in the very center. But whatever the case is, you have to have a pretty good fighting force in order to actually make use of this section here. So there's a lot that still needs to be done. There's a lot of map left to be played on this. A lot of gold, which for somebody with 8 Titans left is actually kind of a big deal. Let's talk about getting this hero, Sarakin, with his summoned boat back over to the mainland to help out our friends to the west. And then it will be Caerlyn that helps support in this area here. I'd probably send Halon with some Titans and just scoop up all that gold with pathfinding. Are we talking like to the center of the map? Or are we talking to the section here in the wasteland to the right, Trenlow? Because both are, I think that there's definitely more resources in the center. And if I don't go now, it's more likely to be gone sooner rather than later. Yeah, go to the treasure trove in the center. And I think that there's a lot of value in doing that sooner rather than later. And I hear that both are fine, but I do think that there's some real value in doing both, like this one first, because this one is fine. Nobody's going to come and take this from us. This is ours. This, somebody can land and they can start to take some stuff. And Halon is the right guy to do that job. He really is. I think that we've talked myself into it. As good as this could be, it's not going to be what wins the game for me. I'm going to come on in here. We're going to fight this fight just so somebody else can come back later with fewer troops. The Nomads is probably the biggest force here that we have to deal with. And then we're going to figure out what to do next. I'm just going to Stone Skin the Titans. Going to run away here. They're doing 10 damage apiece. Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, the lesser group of Nomads was. 18 damage, 18 damage. Do I have a cure? I don't think it'll matter. Yeah, it won't matter. We're going to cast Bless, though. Skip. And here. And then, if we do take these 3 Titans, I think that we can defeat any of these enemies that we come upon. And I think we're going to be just fine doing that, so... yeah, let me hit one more army there, and then I hit Q and we lose nobody. So let's make our way north, because Halon can do that. And again, somebody else can defeat dwarves and some random little knickknacks. In fact, Caerlyn's got the ability. She can buy 1 Titan now, buy another Titan tomorrow, and then she can clear out this. I just hope that at this point, with it being month 2, week 4, day 3, my hope is that these forces are not so big that I underestimate them, because I have a tendency to do that on these longer maps. I tend to forget how tough these forces really are. I'm going to take 2 steps out of my way just to defeat the mummies, just so I don't have to worry about them later. Mutant zombies, they're free. Dwarves, We're coming for him very quickly. Another Obelisk. There it is. Okay, and that confirms what we already believed, folks. If you see this corner of the castle with this lith, that has to be what it is. That's definitely a Night Castle corner. That's definitely a gazebo. Yes. Yep, we found it. Okay, and so we feel even better about this decision that we've made so far. Picking up the Speculum, not too bad, not too bad. And then Myra's just going to continue on her way, again, helping up here. This feels okay. This feels okay. Vammy is saying, I don't know what unit quantities there are there, but I feel like you could be fine, or Beeline, your toughest hero there right now. I do think I could probably send Caerlyn to the very center. The problem is I worry that when am I going to come back for these other resources? That's kind of my one concern. I think that I've got many good things on my island here that I could get and I probably should get. So let me get those first, and then we're going to feel more comfortable with getting other things moving forward. By the way, we are getting 6,000 gold per day, 2 wood, 2 mercury, 4 ore, 1 sulfur, 1 crystal, 1 gem. And so that's going to give us an additional sulfur, crystal, gem, gold. That's why we're going in this direction before we go more towards the center. But it's an excellent idea. Plus the Xanadu, maybe switch Halon to the regular formation. Thank goodness. This is why I have chat, because as you all know, Phixfox always forgets to use closed and grouped formation in the best possible way. The hardest skill issue with using the closed formation effectively is remembering to turn it off after the battle is over. I've said it many times, and I will never cease to say it because it is certainly a skill issue for Phixfox. Oh no. That's not good. Vammy says jump scare. Yeah. Yeah. Invarlin, the orange warlock, has just come through the stone lifts. He just beat the pack or more of titans that were guarding those stone lifts. And he has the pack of black dragons, a swarm of centaurs, a pack of the minotaurs, lots of hydras. I'm really not worried about any of those other forces, but a pack of the black dragons. And I have 8 titans. Well, tell you what, we're going to do everything else before we decide what to do there. Basic navigation. That's actually kind of nifty because, you know, ocean and navigation and stuff. Okay. Let's see. Check the guild to see if this is their jail hero. We know that this is their jail hero for sure because of the portrait. That is a portrait found only in the price of loyalty, so you have to get this hero either by starting with it in a scenario or by getting it from a jail. It doesn't just randomly cycle through the taverns, so you can't just pick up this hero. This has to be their jail hero. So that means that this is going to be at least a level 22 hero. Let's see if by now we have enough information here. It looks like we do. So it's going to be, by the way, looks like I always know this as the Shadowcaster portrait. Invarlin. This looks like Crazy Uncle Ivan. We are Joseph the Wizard, basically. Green and Red's main heroes, I don't know where they are, but they haven't put a lot of stock into them. 8 attack, 10 defense, 15 power, 13 knowledge. And he definitely has more dragons than I have titans. 8 and 10 versus my 7 and 8. So he's definitely better offensively than I am, just in the might. I'm guessing that we are probably going to be evenly matched when it comes to spells, but it might make sense for me to go south and get some really nice spells from another mage guild. That could be worthwhile. By the way, worth noting, 20 attack, 15 defense. I hate you. The barbarian hero is the scariest thing I've ever seen. My word. Wow. Vammy saying, if they have got equal stats, it's not looking pretty. Yep, I agree. In 20 years of playing the Hero series, I can't remember if I even used type formation once. Yeah, Asker, it's not a common thing, but occasionally it can be valuable. All that knowledge would be really good with True Resurrection. Pack is up to 19. Yes, I agree. And so, scary, scary, scary fight. I think that if I have some good 5th level spells, this fight is potentially winnable. Spells have to be the great equalizer here for me, which is still strange because he's got, you know, 10 plus knowledge and spell power as well. But, what to expect here? Unfortunately, let's see, I can run in this direction and I can go south. Or I can go this way and clear out all this as I go the long way home. I'm going to go the long way. I've got +5 Titans. I've got plenty of extra Titans. I can maybe do a resupply here. Yeah, I can maybe do a resupply. All these forces that we're heading to the north, they can be available pretty soon. And I may want to strike now while I can. I'm going to have a Cold Ray. I'm going to have a Steel Skin. I'm going to have a Teleport. I'm going to have some forces. I wonder if we try and get all of our Titans now. Maybe he wastes himself here a little bit. And maybe as I go this way, I buy myself time to get forces to the front. Pax says go back immediately, by the way, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think that's a very viable strategy. I'm also seeing all this, and I would hate it if he cleared all this out before I got there. The AI might have high-level spells because they have tons of resources. You're totally right. At this point, nearly 3 months into this fight, I think that the enemy is probably going to have at least 4th or 5th level mage guilds. Real Phixfox, do you have a Facebook page somewhere where I can see what you're doing next? I do not have a Facebook page. I should probably make one. We are on Discord, we are on Twitch, we are on YouTube. I should probably make a Facebook. I don't think anybody uses Instagram for gaming, but I'll take a look at maybe doing some of that as well. I'm gonna let Myra clear out all this. We're just gonna clear, and we're gonna go the long way. And we're gonna hope for a resupply, and we're gonna hope that when we get the resupply, we're gonna be tough enough to defeat this big, scary beast of a man. And we're gonna hope for the best. Okay. In fact, he might be able to get me right here, right now. This is gonna be not good. This is not good, and there's no easy way through here. Let's continue on our way up north this direction. Let's pick up as many Titans as we can get. We've got tons and tons of marketplaces. 1, 2, we need 2 more marketplaces. One here for 5 wood and 500 gold. One more here. And with 29 mercury, I don't want to sell out so completely that I don't get mage guild levels, but I do want to bring up at least 1 more Titan. So I'm going to trade a healthy amount of the mercury and a healthy amount of the crystal. Get myself up to the 5,000 gold necessary to pick up 1 more Titan. And we're going to get rid of the halflings because they're going to slow me down. And we're going to see with 3 Titans here, 3 Titans here, and 8 Titans here, if that's going to be enough to defeat this guy. There's a chance that Myra's going to see exactly how tough he is. Just to make sure we get the opportunity, let's split the boars. So that way, if she's attacked, we're going to get the insight. And meanwhile, we go back to the boat. We're going to go back to the sea theme, which is so calm and reassuring. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful bit of music, and very, very much different than the Wasteland theme. How far can Caerlyn get here? She can get up to here. So Halon's going to sit right here. And then we're going to work on that resupply. Okay, folks, I don't love this. I don't love this. There's a Discord server. Yes, there's a Discord server. I need to put that information in the chat, but you can find it. I will have that up as soon as I possibly can. Regroup. You will take the mines later. We are going to regroup. We're going to regroup going the long way. That's the decision I made. That's where we're going to go with that. And then we're just going to hope for the best. Let's see what happens. Cool, I just joined. I'm known as Chris C on their Discord, that is. It's fine. I see you have the Discord link. We'll go to that. Awesome, Chris. Happy to have you there. We have a little fun page for memes. We have a fun section for just general topics, and it ranges from everything from Heroes 2 to Heroes 3 because we love all Heroes of Might and Magic around here. And I'm always very excited to see what people have to say when it comes down to any Heroes of Might and Magic work. Plus, it'll let you know if there's a new video posted to YouTube. It'll just get pinged there, so that way you can see what's going on. This is actually probably very good for us to make sure that we know exactly what we're going to be up against here, folks. Okay. Yes, and he is going to be very slow, Vammy, because of the 2-speed Hydras. 8 attack, 10 defense, 15 spell power, 13 knowledge, 122 spell points left, good morale, normal luck. The fact that the morale and the luck are okay feels pretty okay. 14 black dragons, 353 centaurs. Yeah, this isn't that bad, Trenlow. I agree. This is not as bad as it could have been. This could have been way worse. We can potentially do this with an additional 8 something Titans. This could be winnable, and if we defeat the Warlock's toughest hero now before he gets a big resupply later, we might have to take this opportunity. It might be that this is required for us to fight this fight. We're gonna have to deal with the Centaur somehow. We're gonna have to deal with the Black Dragons. We will find a way to deal with the Hydras unless they pick up the teleport. But otherwise, I think we can do this. I think that our strategy is gonna be correct. So we're gonna pick up Myra. We're gonna let her go. And 14 Black Dragons. Let's keep that in mind. 14 Black Dragons. Very, very interesting. There's been a lot of action via the sea. A lot of heroes are sailing around. Purple is invading Red's territory. Red, it looks like, is not able to stop them. There's a couple fun things around here. I'm worried I'm going to get nabbed from somebody out of the whirlpool. And here's the deal. Even if I land at this point, it looks like Red is not really pushing Purple out of the way. Why is Ector your toughest hero when you have this guy? I don't get it, but okay, so be it. I've been having fun with both Age of Wonders 4 and Dune Spice Wars. You played any of them, real Phixfox? And chat, come to that. I've never played any of those games, but I think that the Dune Spice Wars is actually one of the greatest all-time 4x games? The Explore, Exterminate, Expand. It's one of the greatest games of all times from my understanding. That's what people have told me anyway. And so it sounds like you're playing some real quality games there. I don't know much about it personally, but I haven't played it myself, but I'm always down to pick up new fun games, so long as they are definitely a real good time, because that's what we like to do around here. Let's see. And then doable if you resupply, paralyze the Hydras, and he's stuck in the very slow movement on the campaign map. Yep, with the Hydras as a 2-speed creature. I mean, he didn't go in this direction. I was worried that he would follow me and that'd be bad. I think I'm okay. Oh gosh. This is the hero that has 20 plus attack and 10 plus defense. Why are you coming to me, buddy? Not good. Sarakin is going to grab this water wheel and then run. I think he can't get over this way. No, he can't. He might try and get some troops out of here. It's not much, but there's a little bit here he can potentially take. Is it going to be worth it to me to purchase these troops just to make a defense here? I don't think so. Let's get a few of the steel golems. Let's get 5 and then split them into 5 stacks. That'll at least make it so that he has to go through a left turret, right turret, and a moat to defeat me. I think I'd rather have yellow take this castle than orange. I think so anyway. And so there, we're going to continue on our way. I am going to stop and get this gold mine though. The extra 1,000 gold a day is worth it to me to go out of my way right now. This artifact looks to be the Pendant of Free Will. I don't think that the Hypnotize is going to be a problem, so we're not going to worry about that. Battle Dwarfs, they're basically free. And then Demon Cave, we'll stop in here, 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 and then hopefully we can defeat one of these heroes. Hopefully one of them leaves and one of them stays. We will see what's most likely, but otherwise we're going to give up this castle of Burlock. And that's actually pretty bad. Now let's think about this. He's going to have teleport for his Hydras. That's why we need yellow to take this castle more than orange. I don't think I worry nearly so much about the Barbarian taking the teleport than I do the Warlock with the 38 Hydras. So if teleport goes over to this gentleman, that's good. That feels okay to me. If Black Dragons would stand next to the Centaurs, you could send Gargoyles to get a retaliation hit into the Centaurs. That would be really, really nice. That'd be nice. Another jump scare there, by the way, twice. Oh, 3 times. These whirlpools are scaring me very, very much. Terrified, actually. Explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. That's what 4X means. So yeah, Chris, I'm glad I'm right onto that. So yeah. And before I forget, Heroes of Might and Magic Old Era is the new game coming out for the series. They have promised to keep the mechanics of the old game, but with the modern computer systems. Have you looked into that, Phixfox? I've looked into it a little bit. I have looked into it a little bit. I don't get excited about just anything. As we see Joe Josh the Barbarian with 12 attack, 5 defense, I'd like to think I'm pretty even keeled. I know it's not true, but I like to think that about myself. Even though I'm trying to keep my emotions in check, I am very excited about Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. It's going to be the new Heroes of Might and Magic coming out, and when it does, I am going to have a field day. I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be doing stuff. I'm going to try and make sure that whatever I play is going to be on stream or on video for YouTube, because I think that people are going to be very, very interested in that playthrough. I'm going to be interested to try it out. And I'm going to hope and assume, I'm going to assume that it's going to be fantastic, not just good. I'm going to assume that's great. Because I think from everything I've seen, the graphics are good, the gameplay looks like and sounds like it's going to be good, and really it's going to come down to whether or not the mixing of the old and mixing of the new makes it worth it. If you simply made a 1-to-1 port of Heroes of Might and Magic 3, you've missed. Nice try, but ultimately you messed up. Because I've already got Heroes of Might and Magic 3. If you want to just make Heroes of Might and Magic 3 2.0, that doesn't intrigue me. I'm just going to play Heroes 3 because I'm already very, very familiar with it. But if you're going to make something that's a mix of the old and a mix of the new, you're going to make something exciting, I'm all for it. And I think that Olden Era, that the game developers, the game designers, I think that they have recognized that, and I think they're going to do a good job of making something that takes the old and the new. I think. We don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But so far, every indication is that we should be cautiously optimistic about what is to come. So, Chris, great question there. How much knowledge does Igor have, the Barbarian Jail Hero? I think that he still had plenty, like 10 and... I think he had like 10 spell power, maybe? I'll double check for you real quick, Chenlo. I've been burned by so many new games I can't be psyched up. Yeah, no pre-orders. Nobody pre-order. Don't do it. We don't do pre-orders around here. Early access is a scam. We don't do early access. Not me, not you. They have to prove that they've made a full game, and they can't say that they're going to patch it later. If they say that, then I'm not interested. Leave me alone. And I have no regrets about that. No sadness. I'm going to leave these artifact slots open. Well, I'm going to need every little bit of attack skill, aren't I? Never mind. We're going to take that. But yeah, we don't let the game developer say, oh yeah, you need online access, so that way we can patch it later. Release a full game, darn it. How hard is it? We just saw, I guess it was Sony. They had the new game Concord that has been in development for 8 years, and it was this great first-person shooter that was supposed to come out. 14 days later, the game is dead because they've made some terrible decisions, and they've said things like, well, this game isn't meant for you. This game is meant for these people or these people. Just horrible, bad decisions. And the gameplay probably was just fine, but whether it's bad decisions in the marketing, whether it's bad decisions in the choice of how you try and package the game to other people, I'm not going to support a game developer by buying their game before I actually have some proof that it's actually good. I think somewhere along the line, corporatization of game development happened, and it feels ugly. It doesn't feel good at all. I hate it with every little fiber of my being. Folks, it is almost a new month. If we got Month of the Plague right now, that'd be bad. So we're not going to let them do that. We're going to buy our Titans now. We're going to buy the Arc Magi because I don't know when we're going to ever upgrade them. Or the 20 Rocks. I'm going to want to buy a hero now. Let me get Flint back so that he can leave tomorrow. No, so he can leave today. And we're gonna bring the Rocks and a couple of the Magi. That'll give me the opportunity to maybe bring the Magi later. So anyway, and then Flint is going to set off, hopefully for another resupply, because these Titans are good, but we basically are matching the amount of dragons that Invarlin has. So I'm still a little bit scared. Let's see. So yeah, Derek, I'm with you 100%. Trenlo saying, I hope Romero is doing the music. I hope he is. And if they miss out on getting Paul Romero to do the music, then they've missed out horribly. Because I know that he recognizes that a lot of his, I don't want to speak for him because I don't know him, but I imagine that he recognizes that, look, this is a community that loves me. Like Heroes of Might and Magic players, we love Paul Romero. With every fiber of our being, we love this guy. And I think that because of that, he will feel inclined, 66 Hydras now, my word, I think he'll feel inclined to want to support these ongoing projects. I really think he will, if they will give him a chance. And the fact that he has done things like shown up for the Horn of the Abyss to help out there, I don't think that that's any, I don't think that that's going to tell us anything less than, hey, he recognizes how much he's loved and how much he should be a part of these projects. So if he's not doing the music, I'm going to be sad too. Chris is saying I'm excited about it, but reservedly more excited for the new Civ 7. I'm going to try and get into Civilization once Civ 7 comes out. I never really got into it before. I'm going to try and get into it now. By the way, it was Month of the Peasant. There's peasants everywhere. If I'm a necromancer, I'm having a real good time. I am not, though. These guys are pretty tough. These guys are a little scary. We do have 14 Titans to his 14 Black Dragons, but he's got the 60-something Titan, the 60-something Hydras. Let's go north. Let's see if we can actually bait him in. We've got full spell points. No, we don't. There's a well here, though. Do I want to fight this fight? We don't have any way out. If we can't win this fight, we just lose. His supporting troops are so much better than mine. 400 Centaurs is still pretty darn good. I think we have to go south. We have to pick up the graveyard. We have to start purchasing levels of Mage Guild as soon as possible. We are way behind on the ball there. We got stuff to do. And then Halon actually has to head north because there's all this stuff that we left behind for free. 6 sulfur there. Gems, crystals, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Did you play Songs of Conquest? Skur asks. No, I never did play Songs of Conquest. It sounded like it was an excellent game, but it sounded like it was mostly more of Heroes 3. And I hate to say it, I'm in the opinion that if I've already got Heroes 3 at home, why would I want the new brand of Heroes 3? I didn't hear that there was enough new about Songs of Conquest for me to go out of my way to get it. I'm still planning on playing it at some point. Songs of Conquest has been well received and people say it's an excellent game. I'm excited to play it when I get the chance, but I haven't gone out of my way to play it for a couple of reasons. But if nothing else, it just sounds like there's some similarities that are, I've already got Heroes 3. So it has to really distance itself in that genre. Unfortunately, everything in the real-time strategy genre is going to be compared to Heroes of Might and Magic 3, and you just can't get away from that. I feel bad because it's not really fair, quote-unquote, to the new developers, but it is what it is. There are authors that have said things like, why is, I'm going to say his name again, why is J.R.R. Tolkien's work here on the shelf and mine is not? Why do I have to fight for this space with this guy that's been around for, or has been dead for years and years and years? And the point is like, look, the quality of his work is still good. It's still the same. And so you're fighting against some of the best bits of work ever. And that's just kind of the way it is. You're going to be compared, for better or for worse, you're going to be compared always to those other grandmasters. So, Songs of Conquest, I'm looking forward to playing it at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold on to these mines, so let's just get the precious resources now. Let's split up the rocks so that not if, but when we are attacked, we can still escape. Sulfur. And then I do want the blue tent before I go down. Graveyard, we're going to fight this fight. Ouch. +1 to our defense is really not that good. +2 gems, that's excellent. And then here's a little bit more of a resupply. Sending over everybody. We're going to get rid of the steel golems. We're going to keep everybody else. And I feel like I need every single individual stat, but the problem is I don't think if I defeat a main hero that he's going to have less than 4 artifacts on him. And I'm scared to miss out on something, but I think I need every +1 I can get right now. I really do. So I got 16 Titans. I'm still way too far away from getting Mage Guild levels here. I think that I still want to go back for this Mage Guild here. We're going to go up to level 4. We're going to get Mass Cure and Fire Blast. That's kind of meh. It's not bad. It's not great. Kind of meh. Kind of meh. Okay. Here's Might and Magic 3 is solid. Says Chris. With the HD mod, I do hope that they bring something new to the table. Yep, I hope that they do bring something new to the table with the new one. Nope, never pre-order or early access. We're on the same page with that. They had a new game with Concord, Vammy says. Yeah, after 2 weeks or 10 days or whatever it was, and they just completely fell apart because I think that they had like 140 players active at one point. That's just embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. So, and I do feel bad for the families of the people that worked really hard on the game, but dude, you got to put out a good product. That's, you know, and that's not just on the game designers, it's also on the whole project lead, marketing, and all that. So there you go, Concord. Heard about that? Yeah, some 100 million down the drain. Ouch. Ouch. $100 million. Just imagine. Just goes poof. Nope, it's gone. Well, somebody got fired, I'm sure. It's pretty unforgiving out there. 1,000 experience, and that's part of the reason why going corporate just feels bad in general, because corporate doesn't care. They don't really care. They don't have time to care. They just don't have time to care. It's not their job. Their job is to make money for stakeholders. That's unfortunate. Songs of Conquest is actually quite neat. Also, does anyone know there's talk about an online lobby for FHeroes2? That sounds like an interesting development. Yes, it is on the Heroes 2 roadmap that there will be the online play. It's slated for like December of this year. I'm guessing it's going to get pushed to the first quarter of 2025, but I'm not one of the developers. I am not a part of the Heroes Might and Magic 2 team. The FHeroes2 team, and so I'm not going to pretend like I know. You'd have to talk to one of them about it, but I do think that it's still planned and still very, very much in the works. We're hoping to have it sooner rather than later, I'm sure. I'm hoping to have it sooner rather than later. I'm very excited for it. So when it happens, that'll be real great. We are going to run here with Halon. 14 Rangers goes down, so be it. Vammy does say that Songs of Conquest is mechanically different, and so I do need to go and give it its dues. I shouldn't just say that I'm not going to play it, and I hope that nobody hears, oh, well, Phixfox isn't going to play it, so I shouldn't play it. Go give it a shot and come back and let me know how it is. And I will, again, plan on playing Songs of Conquest at some point. I just don't know when that'll be. They've changed it, the way it's played, so it's not really like Heroes 3 Songs of Conquest is. It's, I think that some of those mechanics, some of the ones I've heard is the way that units stack. You can't just stack tons and tons of units, or you can't have so many different types of units, so your army composition is pretty important. So there's some extra strategy in how you fight some of those fights. I think that that's very, very interesting, and I think that that's a good take on a series where otherwise the goal has been just to get as many huge stacks of creatures as possible and then just have fun. And that works, but it's definitely already been done before. And Heroes Might and Magic 3 and 2 and 5 and 4, it does it so well that, you know, I mean, there's not really a lot of room to explore that certain domain. So glad to hear that there are some additional mechanics there. George R.R. Martin was the best contender for usurping the Lord of the Rings, the books, I mean, not the TV show, which was still good in itself, despite the bad ending. The journey was good. Yeah, I never did watch Game of Thrones, but I've heard, unfortunately, that some people are saying to themselves, look, because I know how it ends, I'm never going to go back and rewatch the show. Amazing how the finale ended that entire series, because now the rewatchability is even so low. A little bit of a sad thing for that. I do want to see good media, good modern media come out at every possible opportunity. I'm really not a hater, guys. I know I sound like I'm a hater sometimes, but I'm really not. Really not. E-Parade says, not the greatest when you already have the Mass Dispel. Yes, this Mass Cure and the Mass Dispel getting doubled up here feels so bad. The nice thing is that I can potentially go on to my 5th level Mage Guild. I can get that, and then I can decide whether or not the library is going to be worth it or not. We're going to end up trading resources by the fistful. We are down to only 2 marketplaces. It's actually going to be worthwhile to send Flint north, picking up some freebies. And I actually don't know. It looks like yellow is only in this area now. Agar and Thundax, both of them I can defeat pretty easily. Atlas is an orange hero. I'm guessing that orange, that the threat has subsided, that they've gone somewhere else. The problem is that the further that these enemies explore into my terrain, the more that they know where I am. There is this Eye of the Magi, and we did see the Hut of the Magi here. Nobody's gotten it yet, but if you know where somebody's main castle is, that could always be a problem. So tomorrow we're going to hope that we have enough resources to get into the Mage Guild levels and go from there. Let's see. Betrayal is the map that is like Game of Thrones. Oh, nifty. Very interesting. Plains of Aegon is a very old map. That map, I think, was released with Heroes Might and Magic 2 Gold. Maybe somebody updated it in Heroes 3 and they made some additional things with it. I don't think that Game of Thrones is circa 1995. I don't think that George R.R. Martin has been making books that long. I could totally be wrong though. At the rate that he's releasing these books, I mean, who knows if he's going to finish the actual books before he passes away. Seems really sad to say, but it is what it is. We're going to get the Artesian Spring before we go somewhere else. We got to go south. This Halon's going to take some troops later, but we got to figure out what our Mage Guild situation looks like. Let's trade for the 2 gems necessary. 1 and 2. Please be something good. Please be something good. Please be something good. Please. That's not bad. Mirror image is very difficult to use, but as far as top end of usefulness, mirror image is not that bad. We can work with this. I will make that work. Fear not, we can make that work. And the nice thing is this, folks, while we're only getting a few Titans at a time, I think that we're going to be able to trade for this library, and then we're going to get all these additional spells in just 1 second. For now, we know that we got to get this Artesian Spring. Let's go out of our way. Let's grab that now. Maybe we take half these troops, half these Titans anyway, like this. Oh, and we're going to take the halflings with Halon because I don't want ghosts to feed on halflings. And so Halon's going to clear out all this, and then Caerlyn can go through the blue barrier and go there. I'm not going to let any of these monsters join me. They're experienced. They are peasants. Who cares? Horde of water elementals should be just fine. I'll accept these losses. That's fine. Gold, sure. Horde of gargoyles, it's not going to be great, but we can do it. And then down, down, down. Whew. I think purple just cast Town Portal. I think you're right. I did think I see that. It was up right about here. I think I saw that as well. In fact, I think it was a sorceress hero that I thought for a second might have, and not a green sorceress, but a purple sorceress I thought might have dimension doored into right here. But Town Portal, I think, is officially on the table for us. I totally forgot to use Flint to get my bonus for the marketplace, didn't I? Whoops, my bad. Let's see, if you get hypnotized, you're 110% getting the library, and we didn't have to get it. If we get hypnotized once we get the library, though, we're going to be feeling pretty dumb. We're going to be feeling pretty bad. Yeah, Trendlow does say that the book series for Game of Thrones is really old. The first book was in 1996. I had no idea. I didn't realize it was that old. Really? And the expansion for Heroes was in 1997. So it's more than likely. It's more than probable. It's likely then, isn't it? Interesting. I had no idea. That's stupendous. Okay. I'm learning lots today. This is why I have chat, because chat is smart and chat teaches me new things all the time. That's good for me. That makes me happy. So I didn't know the Game of Thrones was that old, and that's good. Good for it. So Plains of Aegon, maybe that does have those elements in it that were specifically from Game of Thrones. In fact, less than just likely. Let's go with probable. 15 gargoyles want to join. That's too expensive. Thankfully, they crowd around the Titans instead of anybody else. Picking up some freebies here. 4 crystal. That's a lot of crystal. I don't think I really need this watch unless it turns out that we do get the hypnotize. Let's trade for resources now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be enough. Let's have Flint guard this area. He's going to get 98 halflings and a couple of the rocks. That'll be fine. It's going to be a while before we can get more Titans, just because we just spent all of our gems, and let's see if we get hypnotized or not. That's going to depend on whether or not Halon goes this way. What do we think, folks? What do we think? That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. All those extra spells are winners. Yes, Resurrect True. Yep, bingo. That's a good one. Yep, I agree, everybody. Wonderful all around. All those spells are good. Holy Shout, that's going to still be useful against Necromancers. The anti-magic is a critical strategy-defining spell. Bless is a less expensive Paralyze, no problems there. Curse, we don't have a Curse, and so this is the first time we've gotten Curse. I'm for it. And then the Resurrect True. Resurrect True with Titans. I feel great. If we get the chance to fight, we are totally fighting 1000%. It's on. You can't stop me. Here I come. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. So Flint is just going to hang out here. I could probably actually defeat Agar. I will. Yeah, enemies fled. Get out of my town. Don't even talk to me ever again. And let's see what Atlas does. Okay, let me get caught up on chat real quick, and then we're going to go from there. So, yeah, that happened with the Wheel of Time series. The author passed away, and Brian Sanderson finished it for his estate. That's very interesting. So a writer in Homage tried to make sure that they could at least finish the series. I love that. I really appreciate an author that'll do that. So Wheel of Time, they had to finish that up. So wonderful. Stack of Titans doubled up is pretty nice. I agree for the Mirror Image. That's wonderful. Actually, Mirror Image is bad against dragons. If you do cast on the Titans, it is bad because of the double hex attack. So they're going to focus on the Mirror Image, and they're going to end up being able to flambe both of the creatures. So you're actually totally right there. There are some other cases where against like barbarians, it's going to be pretty okay for us. So not too bad there. And then if we had gotten the town gate, I would have been thrilled. We did not get the town gate packs, but no problems there. I'm still pretty happy with the way everything worked out. So ultimately, this worked out just fine. Artesian Spring, a drink from the spring fills your blood with magic. You have twice your normal spell points in reserve. Wonderful. Campfire there. We're not going to need another pendant. I'm not going to even worry about it. And then Rise to Ruin. Hey, Fix. Hey, chat fam. Awesome submission, by the way. Vammy, you used my favorite strategy, the Blitzkrieg. Wonderful. That's referring to the Phixfox shoutcast that Vammy did for us not too long ago. It was an excellent submission. I was very happy for it. So, yep, I agree. Way to go, Vammy. It looks like Atlas turned to the north. That's going to give me time to go pick up this gold mine. I don't think that Atlas can get to me. Yeah, he's got dwarves. He's got peasants. There's no way he's going to catch up to me. That feels pretty okay. Trenlo says, I don't think the map I'm speaking of is the Game of Thrones map, but they definitely snuck it in because the Barbs are named after the books and their main town. Yeah, and if you're a map designer, there's a lot to be said about taking inspiration. I didn't steal it one-to-one. This is inspiration. I took inspiration from this, and that seems pretty good to me. So I'm all for it. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. And then thank you so much. I also recorded the gameplay of Last Hope. And so Vammy did record their playthrough of Last Hope, and that is in the chat there, I believe, the link there. Anti-magic is going to be clutch. Holy shout for the Necros. Yep, E-Parade's totally right. As is Trenlo. Support your local libraries, people. They clearly bring the goods. Hey, I'm at my local library right now. Ta-da! Wheel of Time was actually left to Sanderson to finish up, with the original author telling him his plans on what he wanted to do. That's wonderful. I really enjoy that there was some direction. It wasn't just like, well, they passed away unexpectedly and here it is. They did actually get the chance to share some of their ideas about where things were going, because you can tell if things don't line up quite the way that they should have. You can tell when issues happen and things just don't work out like they should. Oh no! This is the worst thing to ever happen, folks. This is the worst thing to ever happen. Our ally, Red, has come into our area. They have taken one castle of Burlock. They're threatening to take Bossin J. And if they do, I can't get those back. Look, I can't take those castles from them. Red is going to have my castles. And here's the thing. They're not going to have the capacity to build up these castles. They're going to be too focused on their own stuff. That's horrible. That is horrible. Dude, you are losing us the game. What kind of an ally are you? Oh my word. And so if he gets, he's going to take this castle. I don't think I could stop him. I need to send another hero north immediately just so we can take whatever we possibly can. It's going to be Marini because she does have boars. And I got to devote troops to take Greywind personally. If they get all 3 of these castles, I'm sunk. I'm absolutely done. My word. It's great. It's great. I don't think I really actually want to go clear all this out, but I do want to get this abandoned mine. Halon's going to stay behind. He can clear all this out with a couple of titans in a little bit. +1 Tree of Knowledge, not that good. Let's head north. We need to go. We got stuff to do. Yeah, my word. I'm officially a little upset. Can you tell? Okay, so with that being said though, oh, and green has actually gotten into the middle, which is pretty interesting. I missed that because I was using my opponents and my allies' turn to kind of catch up on stuff as red takes that castle that we were worried that they would take. But green has gotten into the center of the map. And so again, that's going to be an opportunity where my allies are taking the resources, but I'm not getting those. And I don't think that my allies are just going to send me resources. There is no way that you can request resources from your allies. I know that there's things like, there it is, Dimension Door is officially on the table, folks. Dimension Door has been used by the yellow player. And so we can use Dimension Door if we get it. And so there's no way I can request resources or anything like that. Just throwing that out there, just saying. Okay. Get the devs to allow friendly fire mode if you want to fight your allies. Hey, you can talk to them just as much as I can. I don't think that the FHeroes2 devs listen to me more than anybody else. I'm very grateful. I do think that the FHeroes2 developers are really wonderful. Let me just make sure I say that loud and clear. I think that they are very responsive. That's probably the very best way I can put it. They are very responsive. They listen to feedback from pretty much everybody, and they're the kind of people that if they hear a good idea, they're going to say, "Hey, that's a good idea," and then they're going to do something about it. So I don't think that I should be the one to make that happen myself. I think that you can go talk to them just as well. They also have their own Discord. I would recommend that you go and talk to them about that as soon as you get the chance. We're going to return troops this way. I'm probably going to leave just a few Titans with me, and then tomorrow we're going to set off there. This is kind of interesting. Yellow has landed. I want yellow to actually defeat all this so I can come back and take it. Because as much as I don't want red to die, I really don't want to lose out on these castles. They're up to giants. This was actually perfect for me. Remember the story earlier? I found a horse. That's fortunate. Oh, the horse kicked me off. That's unfortunate. Hey, I didn't get conscripted. That's fortunate. Once again, that was fortunate. And at the time, it looked like the most unfortunate thing to happen, and yet there's now a cloud castle here in Burlock, and there's a cloud castle in Boston J. I never would have made that happen on my own. So red has actually done me a huge service, and yellow is going to do me an even bigger service when I roll through this area and take back what's mine. Wonderful. This was perfect, folks. This could not have been any more perfect. This is it. This is how we win these scenarios. And once again, a little bit of luck goes a long, long way. The green sorceresses have also picked up Dimension Door. Very interesting, especially because I've got the Artesian Spring and, 500 spell points. That's a lot of Dimension Doors. Yeah, this map got blown wide open. No, yellow, come back. Yellow, come back. Please. You're breaking my heart, kid. And I would much rather have it be yellow than purple that takes these castles. I just don't know how tough purple is. I'm hoping that we're tough enough to deal with whoever's coming this way. Charity and Crag Hack. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can do it, maybe we can't. I don't know. Okay. Once again, Halon's going to transfer over most of the troops. I think that these 53 dwarves actually makes it so I'm going to keep 2 titans behind with 53 dwarves. I think that that should be able to kill all these troops, all these enemies here. Halon is still pretty good. He does have, he's got some good spells. He does need to go back and pick up those 5th level spells though. That's okay. He'll do that soon. And then that means that Aragon can drop these other forces off, and I think I must fight. If ever you wondered if Phixfox is being too passive or not, now is the time for me to put my money where my mouth is and to go north immediately. If my red counterpart takes this castle, so be it. You can hold on to it forever. I must be the one to end up with these castles, and it's day 4. I want all those giants for myself as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Marini is going to head up north. I don't think that Thundax is going to sally forth. I think that they'll recognize that that's going to be the end of them. And so we're going to head north along this road, hopefully picking up these gold mines and the likes. I'll pick up whatever freebies I can for now, because I think gold's going to be very, very useful very, very quickly. And then I don't want to distract Crag Hack. In fact, I do want to make sure the Crag Hack actually gets led into these castles. Maybe I came up too far. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe purple's not going to be scared by me. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. Yellow can take all those towns back from red at some point, maybe. He parades a genius. I like it. If you have such allies, you no longer need enemies. Skur, you're totally right. And then Vami, you could do that in the original Heroes of Might and Magic 2 AI, I think. I actually don't know. That's a good question. I think that it was always this way where... Actually, in the original, you could take mines from your allies. Your allies would not take mines and towns and stuff from you, but you could take it from your allies. Not so in this case, though. So it's eat and kill or be killed. It's dog eat dog world as it is. Chris is saying, I need to dash. Congrats. Hopefully you do very, very well on your online chess game. Do very, very well. And thanks so much for the stream. Thanks for the time. I don't speak Spanish, Pax. Anibal ante portus. I'm going to Google that real quick. Anibal ante portus. Ante portus. Meaning, to the Italians here, Hannibal before the gates. Okay, we're referencing, of course, the one, the only Hannibal with his mountains going over the... or with his elephants going over the mountains and doing that really crazy offensive maneuver. I assume that that's what we're talking about here. Let's see. Yellow was intimidated by red's incredible wealth. Red went down. Purple did defeat red there. So that's pretty tough. Reference on yellow. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because yellow's at the gates. That's Latin, and it means Hannibal's at our gates. Thank you, Vami. I appreciate that. I definitely never did take yellow. But he decided to retreat. Yeah. Yep. He did decide to retreat. I hope that if Thundax does sally forth, that he'll go south instead of north. I'm guessing he will. And it's barbarians, yeah. Oh, they have to take Burlock. I'm gonna go pick up this lightning helm because it's actually a really awesome artifact. We're gonna accept these losses. A traveling tinker in need of supplies offers you a helm with a thunderbolt design on its top in exchange for food and water. Curious, you accept and find out later that the helm is magical. So 50% reduced damage from lightning spells. That could not be any better. Who is this guy? Oh, Flint is kind of out of position, isn't he? Huh. Okay. Well, I do want that artifact, so we're just going to pick that up from him real quick. Nothing else to pick up. And only 3 artifact slots left. I'm going to get rid of this Serenity Pendant. I don't think it's going to be that useful for me. +1 attack, +1 defense. I'm going to get rid of these just in case. I want to have slots for better artifacts later. And I'm wondering if one of these heroes is going to be pretty good. I'm hoping that they will be. 1,500 gold, another 1,500 gold. These dwarves, or these zombies want to join me. They're going to kill 4 of my dwarves, no problem there. And now already that's 4,500 additional gold from Halon. Doing work. I do need to get this other castle upgraded. Time to get this ivory tower. Very, very costly. And let's see what purple does. What will purple do? And folks, by the way, we are about 3 hours and 15 minutes into this playthrough. I think we're going to shoot for no longer than about 30 more minutes, because I find that while it's kind of interesting, the longer you stream, the more people kind of filter in and get to enjoy the playthrough. But what we also find is that Phixfox gets tired. And when I get tired, my decision making goes way, way down. And on a map like this, we've done an awful lot to be very effective with our time, but there's more that we can do. Dawn, how you doing? Heroic greetings, sires. Very nice to have you around. Appreciate getting to see you there today. And so I think that about 30 more minutes is going to be about where I go here. One castle for the taking, I totally agree. I'm hoping that we can ignore Crag hack. I think that he's going to ignore me. I think we're going to let him take red. So let's go this way. Free orcs, free archers. And if I go in this direction, maybe he'll go along the road and take this other castle. That is my hope. That's absolutely my hope. Was there anything else in the terrain there? No, there's not. This looks like view resources. Don't really care. Halon is still picking up freebies. These fights with 2 Titans are still very much ours. I know it says we lose. I think that with our spells, we win much better. Yeah, Dawn, we're in a very interesting spot, by the way. This map has not gone according to plan at all. Phixfox has made some critical errors, but it seems to me that we generally make errors and then we find a way to fight our way back and still be successful. And my hope is that we still get to do that today. And so, we're not there yet, but we're going to do the very best we can to get there. Yeah, with these cold rays, this fight is looking very, very more and more winnable all the time. I don't think we're going to lose a Titan here. 143 hit points left. Yeah, amazing what one cold ray will do for you. Let's do one more cold ray there. Let's kill this stack of 2 or 3, and we're gonna do one fire blast here and attack to the north in just 1 second, and that's gonna do us a lot of good. 62 spell points left. Woof. Get out of my face. 910 experience and some more freebies. And this is what we were hoping we could have done a long, long time ago. And that was have multiple heroes work to clear out this map. As it is, we didn't do a good job of that, and that's really cost us. We really focused on a 1 hero approach, and this map is not a map that you can have a 1 hero approach on, so Phixfox made an error. Your army is ambushed by a small tribe of wild, and none too bright, orcs. You fend them off easily, and the survivors flee in all directions. One of the orcs was wearing a polished, spiked helm. Figuring it will make a good souvenir, you take it. That's +1 attack, +1 defense. Stupendous. And then, thankfully, we are going to stay just a little bit ahead of Thundax. I'm hoping that we can stay alive. 6-speed boars, 3-speed orc chieftains, but he does have the pathfinding. Let's just keep this hero alive and hope that we can stay just ahead. Just ahead. That's the goal. Okay. And let's hope that purple does take this castle here. We will see. Not very often I see a very useful fire blast. It occasionally comes in handy. It definitely feels like cold spells are the more valuable between fire and cold spells, especially because Armageddon doesn't count as a fire spell. If Armageddon counted as a fire spell, that would be kind of an equalizer, but you tend to use the high damage single target cold ray spell or the cold ring because it is very likely to appear in a mage guild. Fireball, fire blast, they're more expensive. I just don't use them nearly as much, but there are times when they can be critically important, and when they are, just like there, feels pretty okay. So, by the way, orange is rooting out the last of red. We may see the end of red in the next week, maybe the next week or 2. My enemies are so strong. My enemies are so strong. This is going to be Crag hack. It looks like he's going to have 43 of the power liches, 11 of the bone dragons, 92 of the royal mummies, 47 vampires, and a couple of these other troops. I don't want to lose Flint. I don't care if I lose these troops, but I can't stick around for another round of combat because these 11 bone dragons are going to kill somebody really bad. Let's take our one parting shot. Let's make it against 2 vampires. Let's kill 2 vampires, and then let's just unfortunately surrender. 98 halflings. Is it worth it to surrender for 98 halflings? 3,200 gold? I think I need the troops. I think I have enough gold that surrendering makes sense. That's a hefty price, but I have less troops because I only have 2 castles. I think that's just a really, really heavy cost there. Fireball and Fire Blast are both very niche, Vammy says. Ice Cloak, yeah, well, there's the Ice Cloak and there's the Fire Cloak. Both of those really do make a difference in how these scenarios play off. You only killed 1 vampire? I didn't notice. There must be the Fire Cloak there. Crag Hack must have the Fire Cloak. Well spotted, Vammy. Well spotted. We're going to take our castle back. The enemy's going to surrender. It's going to cost them 7,400 gold. How good is Charity? Is it worth it to me to let Charity run for 7,400 gold? I need the gold. Should I just accept these losses? Let's see if we can make this happen. Either that or the Heart of Ice. Yeah, one of those. For some reason, they've got some protection. And so whatever their protection is, I don't know. I don't care. I just want to see them go down. Pax says yes, probably the 50%. Yeah, I didn't notice that it was only 1 vampire instead too. So that was my mistake. I don't know if I can keep these enemies from running. Holy shout! You're totally right. So with that being said, we're going to skip. We're not going to do any more fighting. We are going to see, do we kill the vampires? Holy shout. E-Parade, you're totally right. Holy shout. Holy shout is going to do... It's going to do damage. How much damage is it going to do? Where is it? Did we not pick up Holy Shout? Oh, folks, Phixfox made a great error. We never went back to the Mage Guild after we got the library. We don't have Resurrect True. Or Holy Shout. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. But that does make a difference in how we fight some of these fights. That does. Fire Blast is gonna do 120 points of damage. I'm wondering... I think we gotta kill these vampires while we can. And if the enemy runs, okay, so be it. That's actually feeling okay. I think that we can kill... Well... We could kill all 134 of the skeletons here. It's possible. But if we do, they will for sure run. I think that we kill here. We drop a spell here. Oh, no, they're just throwing. Never mind. Charity just doesn't want to run anymore. Never mind. Because we kill here. Whatever her plan was, I guess she didn't really care about self-preservation. I guess. Uh-oh. Oh, whatever. 2,700 experience. I think I would have rather had the gold there. I think I would have rather had the gold. Elemental Ring. Yeah, I would have rather had the gold. Darn. Ouch. Isn't it interesting, though, that these choices matter? And, like, either way, you could have made the call to have done one or the other. You really could have. Darn. Okay, but we are going to take this castle back, which we were worried we were never going to get back again. And we're going to head off south so that we can take this castle next turn. We're going to hope that Crag Hack fights. If Igor wants to fight us, I still think we win, even though we don't have our big, wonderful Resurrect True. I think we're still going to be fine. We're going to fight this fight here. Actually, is it worth it to fight a Horde of Nomads for a +1? I don't think so. I think it's fine. Let's go back, get ready for the resupply. And then because yellow turned south, we're going to pick up our gold and our gems. We're going to get our bread basket back. I really wish I had that Resurrect True right about now. What a critical error. And so green is getting into the middle of that island in the center, and it looks like that island is not as rich as I thought it would be. I thought that that island would have maybe like a dragon city in the middle. I thought it would have maybe like some Anduran artifacts. I thought it would have something other than what it has, and it just doesn't. It's lacking. It's just lacking. Orange just shellacked red. Red just lost 4 heroes, I think. Oh my word. My goodness. Orange is bearing down on me. Red might have just been eliminated. No, red still has 1 castle here. But that is not going to last. That will not last. We are about to lose our red friend, and then any resources that they've gotten are gone. Just gone. I don't think I actually want to attack Igor, their primary hero, their level 22, 23 hero. I don't think I want to actually fight them right now. Not in a castle. I do have the golden bow, though. I need one of these castles because Agar's right here. I think I actually do want to fight this fight. I think I want to fight this fight. I think I do. Sounds crazy, but I think that this is actually the time to fight. Because then if he wants to run, he has to surrender. Whoops. 78 Orc Chiefs, 19 of the Cyclops, 12 of the Paladins, 84 Ogre Lords, my word. And then 1 Orc Chief just as a split. Igor is a load. 21 attack, 17 defense, 12 spell power, 6 knowledge. Full spell points. This is a big one, folks. We have 8 attack, 8 defense. So he has doubled up on us in attack and defense, almost tripled in the attack range. Now, the nice thing is that we have spells until the cows come home. The problem is that we do not have our wonderful, beautiful other spell that we were hoping for, which was the Resurrect True. Resurrect True makes this fight instantly winnable. Otherwise, I think that we are going to have to be creative here a little bit. Spells that we have at our disposal. The Mirror Image could actually be pretty useful, although it's going to take damage from left turret, right turret, and the Ballista whenever it gets a chance. I think that we do have the opportunity to paralyze this individual, although I'm pretty sure that we know for sure that there is going to be some dispel of some kind. I don't think that damaging spells are going to be it. I think that you're going to want to do some slows, paralyzes, maybe some steel skins, things like that. Maybe the Mirror Image is going to come in handy. We will see. Chat is saying block the gate and blind the shooter, so we can potentially move the rocks into this area. I don't think that the enemies are going to want to stay behind. I think that they're going to immediately want to come on out and play. And so I'm hoping that they do, and if they get to here with only good morale, if they don't get nice extra morale here, maybe we blind them and we attack them just to keep the rest of the troops behind. For now, I think that my biggest concern is still going to be these Crusaders because of the double hit. With this level of attack skill, the double damage is going to be more scary to me than the Cyclops. And even though I could kill up to 50 of the Orc Chieftains, their attack skill is still going to be low enough. Well, actually, 23 defense, 21 or 24 attack skill. The Orc Chieftains are actually going to be doing bonus damage against me. Vami is saying hold on to the spell for now. I definitely agree. Block the gates and start paralyzing. I agree. I do want to wait on the spell so that way I can get ahead of the count. I want to get ahead. There's value in being first and there's value in being last. You need to paralyze the Crusaders ASAP. If they get good morale here, I'm going to feel silly, but you're totally right, Axe, because that attack skill with 32 attack is massive. That is, say that they attack my Titans, for example, 32 attack, 23 defense. That's going to be 70, 80, 90 bonus damage. That's so much. Nomads need to move to block the gate? I think so. I could, for that point, do I have a haste? I don't have a haste. You know what I do have, though? I've got a teleport. If they get out of the gate, as much as I would like to, as much as I would like to blind or paralyze somebody on the gate, if I teleport these guys right here, right now, they're not going to take any attention from these other guys, and then the enemy is going to be like shooting fish in a barrel. Just paralyze the Crusaders, the Nomads will go. 6 speed, 5 speed. You're right. So the paralyze will work there. The same thing is going to be accomplished either way, but that is the goal. We got to stick somebody right here so that the gate can't go down. And so it might as well be the paralyze, because then if they don't have a paralyze, folks, wait, hold on, wait a second, pause. This castle we know has teleport. We know that this castle has teleport in its Mage Guild. We know for sure Igor has the teleport. Igor can absolutely teleport himself out of here. And so for that reason, I think that we're totally right. I think that we have to paralyze I think we have to break that paralyze ourselves here. We then have to step up. Thank goodness for that. And I think that because the Crusaders have lost their turn, we now have to kill the Cyclopes here, because if they get teleported out, we are in a bad way. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. They just skipped. They skipped the Cyclops turn. They skipped. That's wonderful. 5 to 7 of the Orc Chiefs. I'm gonna sacrifice the rocks here. I'm gonna sacrifice the rocks. I don't want to lose a single Titan if at all possible. Even on the retaliation, rocks killed 5 Titans, or 5 rocks both times. Orcs killed rocks 5 each. Okay, feels okay, feels okay. 94. Halflings barely kills a single Crusader. Is the AI smart enough to use the teleport like that? That's a really good question, and I don't know the answer. But if they use the teleport, they waste a turn of dispelling. That's so true. And here's the deal, though. They haven't used a single spell point. They went that entire first round of combat without using a spell. What are they doing? Is it possible that they don't have a spell book? I think that that's impossible, isn't it? I think that's got to be impossible. And so at this point, then, I don't know what to think here. I think that the paralyzes are going to be pretty useful. This time I'm going to paralyze the Cyclopes. Let's see if they dispel that. And then that good luck is going to kill these 5 Crusaders. We're going to stay here with the Nomads. We're going to continue to work on these Orc Chiefs. Let's see if they dispel our cure. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you not have a single spell? Ouch. We did lose a Titan already. We've got to kill all of these creatures here. And what? I mean, at this point, I think I don't mind doing a Bless even. Or even a Bloodlust, truly. You know what can never go wrong is a Disrupting Ray. There's going to be a lot of Ogre Lord coming through this hole in the wall, I think. Let's start Disrupting Raying some of these guys, and let's just see what the enemy does, because I have no idea. I have no idea what their next choice is going to be. By the way, have you noticed the left turret, right turret is doing 110 points of damage, 52, 45. The left turret, right turret is doing so much damage. Wow. It's doing so much damage. No wisdom, maybe? He might not have the wisdom. That would be very interesting if their barbarian didn't have any wisdom, and then that would prevent a lot of issues there. Turrets scale with attack skill. Yeah, we're seeing it totally now. I would paralyze the Ogre so you can skip their turn entirely. I think that's a good choice. We're going to have to wait just 1 second for that. But yeah, we're going to lose Titans and we can't stop it. I don't have... I got the cure for 60 points of damage, but even that's not enough to really help me here. I think I just need to do damage. 10 to 16, my word. Phixfox is looking cute today. Who said that? Oh, hi Phixfox wife. I was about to be like, hey, wait a second. Nobody talks to me like that except for one person. Oh, and it was that one person. That was adorable. Love you, sweetheart. Bloodlust the Titans. If you clone them and then you'll take the shot from the turrets, yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. I do want to get rid of 10 to 16 here. That good morale is wonderful. Let's skip again. Let's kill this stack of 1. Continue on up the way. We're going to lose a Titan about every 2 turns. And that's going to feel pretty bad. Paralyzing again. Good morale is coming in so clutch here. Yep. Attack. Down. Down to 10 Titans. Very costly fight, but it is what it is. At this point, I don't want to waste the spell there. I'm going to consider... Let's see. I probably should have cast a different spell a minute ago. I'm confident enough that we're going to finish this fight and the losses are going to be acceptable. What I'm worried about is the enemy's just going to run. And that's not going to feel really good. 7 Ogre Lords goes down. There's still 7 more turns left on this Paralyze. I think we're going to just back off. Plan on losing 1 or 2 more Titans. We're going to just Paralyze, lock them so that they can't run away. That's what we're going to do. So everybody just needs to attack. That's 13, down to 9. With the good morale, with the good luck, down to 1. And sayonara. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, not a fun fight, but that was, I believe, their jail hero, and he's gone now. He is gone. We just killed one major enemy. That was awesome. It cost us 5 Titans. We didn't have to lose any of those Titans if we'd had Resurrect True. Very costly, but we're going to take that, and we're going to be happy with what we have. And we're going to hope for some nice artifacts. That's going to be the Holy Hammer for +5 attack. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That's going to be the Swordbreaker for +4 defense, +1 attack. Yeah! Wish's Brooch +3. Spiked Helm, sure. Mage's Ring of Power. I know. I can almost guarantee you that he had more than that, but we did run out of space. Thankfully, we got the +5 and the +5. And now all of a sudden, at 15 attack, 13 defense, 17 spell power, 25. Folks, I think that we're the toughest hero on this map. I don't think anybody is stronger than us. I would have loved to have gotten rid of the Elemental Ring. I'm going to get rid of the Minor Scroll of Knowledge. We're going to leave ourselves some opportunities for future artifacts. But for now, we're going to be thrilled with what we have. So everybody in that previous fight, thank you. There was so many good decisions, good suggestions. Dawn saying Bloodlust the Titan, that would have been totally totally valid. That would have definitely been a good choice. Parade talking about cloning. Trenlo manipulating the turn order. Vami talking about the Halfling and the Mage shot to kill the Ogre stack. We did end up doing that. Phixfox wife, she says she loves me. I don't know why, but I'm grateful for it. And then that was a tremendous blow to yellow, Trenlo says. I agree with that. So wonderful. We do got to run. We do have to get the Resurrect True, Trenlo. I definitely agree. And Parade, you're totally right. This is now a hell of a hero. I think that we're going to wait to get this upgraded to a Cloud Castle. We're going to have the resources. And so for now, let's just pick up Archmagi. Let's pick up rocks. We're going to send them south, and we're definitely going to pick up these halflings because we still have a little bit of a stack of them. And then let's get these artifacts we don't need off. 2 knowledge, not that good. 1 and 1, not that great. I do want to keep the Lightning Helm. I do think that could be useful. Elemental Ring is pretty garbage. And then at this point, +1 attack, +1 defense it's good, but there's just better artifacts out there. And I don't want to miss out on those better artifacts. So we're going to keep 4 slots open. We're going to move these troops over. It's going to be the 6-speed Archmagi that replace these boars. Whew. And just so our morale is so very good, we're going to finally let go of these nomads. They've done a great job for us. Okay. And now let's go pick up our last castle on the way out. And as we do so, we will scurry south to go pick up our beautiful, wonderful, awesome Resurrect True. Need the bow for the archery? Oh, you're totally right. I don't. The golden bow eliminates the range penalty, but if you already have the archery skill, you just don't need that. So yeah, I missed that. Excellent point. Excellent point. We've picked up all this. I'm gonna assume that Agar is not that tough. Mandagal actually should be able to defeat him just with the troops he has. Maybe, maybe not. But because we have to go all the way back here to Woodhaven, I think that Halon is now going to go north and replace the fighting force of Caerlyn. So, good. Good stuff. On to a new day, folks. Oh yeah, no need for the bow. Just travel fast with forces. Yeah, definitely. If I could find, again, Dimension Doors on the table. It's not just our allies that are using it. It's also the enemies that have used it. So we can use Dimension Door if we do get it. And so if we can get another Mage Guild up to level 5, you have the best chance out of anybody to get it with your wizards. So you might as well, you really might as well go for that. And then we can potentially steal all the resources from Red's territory and just kind of bring that back into our section. Bring that under our control, and that'll feel pretty wonderful. Agar, 3, 4, 8, and 4. He's nobody. I think he's probably better than Flint, but not by much. Not by much. We are going to defeat that hero that just ran north, though. It's going to take me out of my way a little bit, but that's Crag Hack. That's actually a pretty tough fight. I feel obligated. I feel like we must defeat him here. We'll do both. We'll do both. We've got time. We got energy. We got 424 spell points. We're fine. Oh no. I still think that we win this fight. I still think that we do. 14 attack, 8 defense, 10 spell power, 13 knowledge, normal morale, Irish luck. But now we are 14 attack, 12 defense, 16 spell power, 22 knowledge, blood morale, Irish luck. Still no holy shout. Yeah, this is the exact time when we needed this. I understand, Pax. I know that you're saying this is not a good fight because you were saying, look, save the troops so that the Resurrect True is even more valuable. If we can get the artifacts off of Crag Hack, I think that this is still one of their best heroes, and I think we can do a pretty good job of still slowing them down. I think that what we can do is we can actually move the Magi and the Archmagi up into a defensive position around the Titans. We're going to damage these Power Liches as much as we can. And then the Bone Dragons are not going to be able to get into me. Vampires, I don't know if the Vampires are going to focus on the Titans or somebody else. I don't actually know. I could use a teleport to get some troops over here. Bone Dragons are really one of my priorities. Teleport here, removes the Power Liches from contention. Magi here, Archmagi here. That means that only the Vampires can attack me next turn. I kill 3 to 5 of the Bone Dragons, or I kill 22 to 33 of the Vampires. I think you're still obligated to kill Power Liches this turn because nobody else is going to be able to deal with them, except for maybe the Halflings. No Paralyze or Resurrection. Mirror Image maybe. I don't think that Resurrection's or Mirror Image is the play because of the Power Liches. I still think I like this fight. You cannot paralyze the undead. No, they are immune to a lot of these spells. So this is going to look really silly, folks. This is going to look really silly. But watch this. So we're going to do this so we can eliminate the damage from the Power Liches for this turn. We're going to spend shot on these Vampires because it's going to take 2 turns to defeat them anyway. Down to 24. We're going to move the Power Liches or the Archmagi here, and then the Magi here. So then the Bone Dragons can't get in. Vampires are going to go in. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the retaliation off. We're going to have to deal with them now. How about now we Mirror Image? No, Power Liches. You're right, I don't like this fight. I changed my mind, folks. Phixfox is kind of silly. What have we done? Phixfox! Phixfox, no! Phixfox, no! Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna skip. Bone Dragons are not gonna get to attack the Titans. Teleporting the Titans in front of the Power Liches. I don't think this is winnable. I think that we're gonna surrender. I think we're gonna surrender. Yeah, teleporting the Titans on top of the Power Liches does eliminate that issue. It really does, doesn't it? Is this winnable? Steel Skin and Cures. These 11 Bone Dragons are going to do so much damage. And my damage is now cut in half because I was getting a lot of value out of that archery for that very first shot. This is desperate, I agree. And here's the truth. Here's the truth. This was a mistake. Folks, you were all very right. This was a mistake. Here's what I could do. I got 2 options. I could surrender right now for 22,000 gold, but then I save 9 Titans, which is great. I could teleport on top of this guy and fight it out and try and get a Steel Skin up next turn while worrying the entire time that these Bone Dragons are going to just kill the crap out of me, which they will. Which they will. If I surrender now, that's a lot of gold. I can survive 1 round of combat, and I can eliminate these Power Liches mostly. And I can still walk out of this fight once I surrender with like 3, 4, 5 Titans. And if I do that, then the cost is going to be so much less. I don't like this, but we're going to do this. We're going to stick around for 1 more turn, and we are going to teleport 1 more time. 1 more time. It's not too late until I click this button. That's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. We just gave purple so much gold. So much gold. And we didn't need to. We really did not need to. That really breaks our power in this area. And I just thought that because I just got the +5 and the +4, I thought I was all that in a bag of chips. And I forgot that what is our real power? Our real power is our spellcasting ability. I made a poor decision because I assumed that we would do better now than ever before. And it was true. We did get a significant power spike, but it's absolutely not enough to make that fight worth it. And even though it cost us all that gold, it was more worth it to save 9 Titans than it was to try and recoup those losses, because that would have been 4 new Titans for the amount of gold it cost us to retreat, I think. Wait, how much gold was it? 6 Titans are 30k, so that's not a bad deal. Yeah. Folks, that's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. But as we've said before, the game is not perfect because we are perfect. The game is perfect because it's always on a knife's edge, and there's good choices and bad choices, and every single one of those choices feels very, very impactful. So, with that being said, everybody again gave some good decision making. Once the fight had started, people gave some good choices. I wonder what would have happened if we had teleported the Titans on top of the Power Liches round 1. I think that would have been actually worse, because then the mummies probably would have cursed us. We definitely would have eaten the damage from those bone dragons. We didn't take a significant bit of damage from those 15, 11 bone dragons that entire fight. And so really it was just desperate from the end of the beginning. And now with Resurrect True, we're feeling pretty good. Okay. Rich Man's Town Portal there, definitely. Dawn is saying 6 Titans are 30k, so that's not bad. You paid 22k, yep, definitely. Now you can go fight even with only Titans if you want. Arion Elvin, hello friends, hello sir, nice to have you here. I love your Spasmaticus crown. That is a wonderful chat emote. I'm a big fan of that. That is perfect. And then Power Liches are the ultimate fighters. They're so very defensive. They're such a good troop. I'm a big fan of them, huge fan of them. So here's the situation as it stands, folks, because I think that, as I've mentioned before, my decision making gets pretty bad after I hit about the 3-hour mark, and we are almost to 4 hours in this stream. And so Phixfox is going to call it a day. It's time for me to call it, but as I do so, let me just give you the quick rundown of where we are at. We do have 2 really good heroes. We have the level 14 Halon the Wizard. He's got 2 attacks, 6 defense, 8 spell power, 8 knowledge. He does have the expert wisdom. So if we get the Dimension Door, which we are going to use because the enemies have used it first, then he's going to be a tremendous secondary unit for us, secondary hero. We do also have our primary hero, Caerlyn the Wizard, level 24, 14 attack, 12 defense, 16 spell power, 22 knowledge. He currently has 9 Titans. We just lost a pretty ouch kind of a fight to an enemy here, Crag Hack, who is going to take this other castle of Burlock. We know that there are cloud castles here and here. Unfortunately, there's not going to be much we can do about it. I think we're just going to have to turn those troops over in short order. There's plenty to do to clean up this continent. I think that it's probably time for us to start investing in another mage guild, probably in one of these castles once we reclaim them, because we know that there is a library already here. And if we can get a dimension door in one of those situations, that's going to help us out a lot. This is a 6-player map, but unfortunately red is down to some of their very last little bits of hope. It looks like orange has done a great job in stomping down our ally red, and we have not been strong enough to help them out. Although the green sorceresses are doing very, very well. I think that their forces are pretty stupendous. If we look in here, we get to see that we did take out yellow's toughest hero just now. but purple and orange are still pretty tough to deal with. And I'm hoping that we can find an oracle so we can figure out the total army strength soon. Our economy otherwise is pretty much in shambles. We are getting, it looks like 6,000 gold per day. We got at least one of each resource coming in though. And so there's a huge uphill fight at this point. It's possible that the game is out of reach and we just don't know it. But as you know here, we've ended these first parts of the playthroughs in dire situations before, like we did with Thunk, like we did with Dominion, and we've been able to turn those around. And so, as always, I'm going to plan on coming back with part 2. Part 1 here today is going to be uploaded to YouTube, hopefully within in the next day or so. And then I will get part 2 of this map, Great War 2. Part 2 will be uploaded to YouTube in the next couple of days as well. So folks, that is going to be the stream for the day. Very sorry for the folks that just showed up. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the way that these things do go. Trenlo, see ya. Thank you so very, very much for the time. Dawn, Arian, Elvin, I found your channel randomly on YouTube and we were talking to Steeson during a stream. I was in the Winterlands Open. Steeson beat me by 1 turn. I'm not salty at all. I'm a big fan of Steeson. I'm a big fan of all the people that did a great job in participating in the Kelvin Open. I'm a big fan of that project and I'm grateful for all the people that make that such a very fun challenge. So appreciate that you were able to play in that. And thanks for stopping in and saying hi to us today. Yeah, we're a big fan of anybody that loves Heroes of Might and Magic. We are a friend to all here. So thanks for taking the time to stop in. Thrilled for it. Dawn saying that liches can be used while the rest of their allies are on melee with the Titans. They do splash hit. That could have been. That actually could have been. Yeah, actually, you know what? Actually, Dawn, I think that you're 1000% right. If we had steel skinned, that fight would have gone very different. Don, you're a genius. And if only I'd seen that quite some time otherwise. Pax, thanks, Max. I appreciate you being here for the stream. Vammy, thanks for the stream. Thanks so much. And we will see part 2 later. Folks, in the meantime, look after you, look after your friends, look after your family. I'm thrilled for the opportunity to be here. Thanks for everybody that took the time to check in on these streams. I'm a big fan of all of you. Until I see you next time. My name is Phixfox. Look after you, look after your friends, look after your family, and I will see you in the next one. Take very, very good care. Peace out.